Good evening, everybody, and happy hump day. Today is July 28th, 2021. Can you believe we are 1 month down already? I'm not exactly sure where summer is going, but it is going by too quickly for my liking. Right now, I am waiting on my guest for this evening. We are going to have Amanda Hoops from the Hoops Family Network. And they also have a second channel called Hoops Paranormal. And we are going to have a bit of an interview with her and how her channel has grown and some of the stuff that she's going to be doing or has done with her channel that has been successful, and get some tips for her. Hi, Albrecht and Brenda. How are you? Thank you for stopping in tonight. I had said I'm waiting for my special guest. She runs a family channel and vlog with her husband. And I don't know what it's like where you all are. It's been an interesting summer. It's been either really hot or really rainy. I don't necessarily see. I'm doing good. I am enjoying what I can of summer between work and my side job. It is definitely a challenge, but it's all fun. Working on finalizing plans for the near future and whatnot. I haven't done much with my channel in a while. I've done a couple of live streams, and I'm just kind of getting back into growing my channel up again. I am up to 280 subscribers, give or take, which I think is pretty good. And now I am just kind of refocusing and restructuring a bit and deciding from there. I'm pretty sure it's going to continue to be like I've done along the way. I do cemetery wanders and I do some vlogging, and I seem to enjoy that. And, it goes as it goes. So hopefully that'll be good. And we'll see a natural growth from there. I'm also kind of trying to organize my move down to Florida, but the pandemic, past and present, kind of threw a little wrench into it, but things are now kind of looking a lot better. So now we will see what we're going to do from there. I know I don't like winters in Connecticut anymore. They're cold, and I'm just not a snow person anymore. So we will see how that goes. I'm going to look at houses. I've been looking for jobs online and applying as it goes, but everything takes a slowness, I guess, when you're interviewing for a position that's 1,264 miles, something like that. I am planning on going down in November. God willing, the creek don't rise and Miss Covey minds her manners. And I'll be down for Thanksgiving, and I will get a better idea about that. Right? So now I do have my special guest for tonight, Miss Hoops is in the house. I'm going to be adding her to the stream. Good evening, Miss Hoopsies. Oh, I'm sorry. Mrs. Hoopsies. So I guess it's going to just be an interview type thing for tonight. People are going to come and go, I guess. It's a Thursday night. Oh, wait. I just said it. It's Wednesday night. So I gave a little introduction. I said, I mentioned that you and your husband had started the Hoops Family Network and that you had two channels. So now it was just kind of like a little bit, about how to start with how you got into doing the YouTube and expanding your base.
Yeah. Well, first we started with the Hoops Family Network, and I'm trying to pop chat out just so I can. There we go. So we start with the Hoops Family Network, and it was kind of like a place that we could put anything, because anything that we would post would be about our family. So anything that I was interested in, it'd probably be under motherhood, just anything and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were because this Labor Day, the family channel will be 2 years old. So around summertime, so like right now, we decided, Kevin came to me and he's like, hey, I want to do a paranormal channel. And I'm like, really? Like it was just so out there.
Right.
And he's like, well, yeah, I think it'd be cool to get to try to communicate with my mom. And I was like, that's a good idea. His mom passed away when he was 6, and he found out he was diabetic, and then 6 months later his mom passed. So having to learn that you're diabetic and then have your mom pass away was 2 very hard things to have to deal with. So he's always wondered if she's with him, and so he wanted to have that journey. So I thought, well, great, because I'm kind of curious to know if, like, my grandfather's around. So pretty much we started that channel then. So that channel was about a year after we had started the family channel.
Mm-hmm.
And then to grow, I pretty much go I kind of go to the channels that are similar, but yet at the same time, just anybody that I connect with. So, I know it was like, what? I think you were a subscriber of mine for like a year until like we actually really talked.
Yeah.
And then after now, we connected, we bonded, and now we're inseparable. But pretty much, but like I met a guy in Canada, Kevin K, and I guess I was like his real first loyal subscriber, and he decided to start Tuber Chat. And that's that's another YouTube channel that you could go to grow. So he thought it was really cool to have like a networking channel to where when you first start YouTube, people will know that's where you want to go to find the loyal supporters.
Right.
So we thought, that's where Tuber Chat then started off, because then we thought, well, good, because then if we ever decided to start another channel later down the road, that's your first place to go, because everybody that's there is all there for the same reason.
Nice. So in Tuber Chat, in the vlogs and what you put out, your family content, it's all family friendly. And
oh yes, obviously, like the paranormal can be family friendly, but it depends. Like if you're my son, he loves that kind of stuff. He's watching that all the time. But there's some parents that don't approve of that. So
right.
But the family channel, yeah, like and we're naturally like, we don't swear. So just about anything and everything you see is gonna be for anybody.
Right, exactly. And I've got to say, watching your family channel and your paranormal, I'm a huge fan. I'm not biased at all, being you're one of my dearest friends. But Yeah, it's been a great experience, and especially I actually get to network with somebody. You've got a bigger channel, and through also for anybody that's listening or listens in the future, Amanda is a superb editor.
Aw, thank
So
you.
I definitely think if you can always find her on Twitter, you can find her on Instagram. You can drop a comment in any of her videos because she looks at all her comments. She likes and she responds. Now, this is somebody with 2,000 plus subscribers, and she does go back and she reads all her comments. So if you like her content and whatnot, please go check her out. It's the Hoops Family Network. And if I thought ahead at all, I would have had your link up and ready to drop. But
That's okay.
kind of
Actually, I can
considering,
type it in.
yeah, absolutely. Feel free to drop it in. And because even if nobody comes to visit us right now, I get plenty of replays along the way. So,
Oh yeah. Plus, that is one thing too. If anybody needs any advice, make sure to you get the option to edit your channel link. Do that because it is so much easier to be able to right now. I don't think the link did that link work?
yes.
Okay. I couldn't remember if I needed the HTTP or if it's just the www. But
And
hey
Kelvin
Chloe.
under milk monkey. I can't even talk.
Because like I went in and now I mean you wouldn't even really need to copy my link because I could just type in the www.youtube.com/ and I named it the Hoops Family Network. So it's so easy to just be able to go and type in. I did the same with the paranormal too. So I just named it my channel name. As long as you're going to keep your channel name that because you can't change it again.
Right.
But why would I want to?
Well, I remember somebody in their chats before saying you want to keep it simple and easy to
Yes.
remember. So I won't say it was Kel or anything, but yeah, he used to do a lot of his live streams, and that was one of the things.
Yeah, you definitely want to have a memorable name, an easy name, because especially when you're saying it, like especially if it's the number 8 or like you ate an apple, that's
Right.
confusing. So you want to make sure it's easy enough to speak, easy enough to understand.
Awesome. So, what are some of the things that you find with your channel? Sorry, I'm having a complete and utter brain
You're
meltdown.
okay.
This is what you get from waking up with to the alarm gods going up and saying, "Hey."
Right.
And of course, I was all prepared too, because being the claims analyst that I am, I'm always detailed, and I have an entire nice questionnaire and everything, and it's at my desk at work. Don't tell anybody. But what are some tips that you could offer somebody that's just starting up? Now, for me, anybody starting a YouTube channel, be it a vlog channel, a paranormal channel, they're watching the bigger YouTube channels and they're like, okay, well, I need a tripod, I need good camera equipment, I need a good video equipment. But I can't afford to do that right now. So what are kind of some of the things that you started out with?
Okay. Good question. A lot of the bigger YouTubers will say you really don't need expensive equipment, which they're right. But I will say, what is it? I think we started in September, and I think by that Christmas, so like 3-4 months, we went out and bought a GoPro, which probably wasn't ideal because you could, I mean, your phone, if you've got a Samsung Galaxy, those cameras are awesome. They have nice pixels, you know, you could just film right off your phone. Well, we decided we wanted to do the Christmas lights. And I'm just thinking how horrible, like, filming on your phone. So we wanted to go and get the GoPro. We did that. That was the best investment we ever had. But it's not going to be the advice that I give you, because starting off using, when I first started, so there is a video that has, I think it's what I recommend for YouTube. I talk about getting a little tripod, like Five Below. Five Below has little phone stands, and it's great because just like this, you get to, if you're just sitting talking to the camera, all you need is something to prop your phone up.
Right.
So Five Below was great to get a little tripod. They also have ring lights there, little ring lights that could connect to your phone. So if you need anything, Five Below would be a cheap way to start. So what? Even if you have an old digital camera, anything you have on hand could work to just start off. Now, editing wise, I know Pam, you and I had this conversation before. I started off editing using a just the editor on my laptop. It was HD Movie Maker. And a couple programs ago, it used to just be Movie Maker. And I was I had a lot of knowledge on that. But now that, you know, it's generations, things are always upgrading. So I started using, it was just called HD Movie Maker. And I started learning about it. And the only thing I was upset about, because it was completely free, it came on the computer that I already had. The only thing I did not have was transitions. And I'm watching everybody's videos, and they've got these awesome fade and they had like a circle where they're zooming in on stuff. And I'm like, that's the only thing I'm missing. So I went and purchased the HD Movie Maker Pro. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with Adobe.
Adobe Reader. Well, my experience pertains more to the Adobe Reader, Adobe Documents, and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, from what I hear, Adobe Editor, you have to pay a subscription to use it. So you're paying like $20 a month to have access. Well, a lot of people I heard were having problems with it, or not even that, but just you can't afford to be paying for an editor like that. So I came and found out that HD Movie Maker had a pro version, and it was only, I think at the time I got a discount, and it was, I think it was like the $11 or $12. But it was a one and final payment for HD Movie Maker Pro. So I thought, why not? It's something I didn't have to have a subscription for. I didn't have to have a subscription. It was a one-time fee. I thought, this is great. Even for $20 one time, and it's mine. So I thought, okay, I'll try it. And it literally is the same thing as Movie Maker, but the only difference was now I had transitions. Now, the only disappointing thing is at the time, it didn't have a zoom in option. If you watch reaction videos, or prank videos too, you notice there's always someone in the back, and they always zoom in on their reaction.
Yeah.
That wasn't something that HD Movie Maker had. But now I believe I happen to see in the new upgrade, they now have that feature.
I will definitely have to go and launch that because I've gone in and played with it a little bit since I've known Amanda. She's given me a lot of tips and whatnot. Like, I film everything I've filmed, everything you see on my channel, the beach videos, the cemetery videos. I have GoPro 8 and the GoPro 9, and I still end up using my Apple iPhone. And I also got a Samsung Galaxy. The Samsung Galaxy I got as a refurbished one, half the price, you know.
See, that's not bad either. If you could get something like that too, save you more money.
Mm. And I also found now, when I started, I had absolutely no editing experience. And I'm here
Same
like,
here.
okay. So I did find on my phone, I downloaded and tried a couple of them, but I found that Vlogstar happened to be the one that works best for me. And I highly recommend it for anybody that has Android and or iPhone now. At first it was only on Apple or ISO, and they pulled it and I was heartbroken. But they revamped it and relaunched it.
I
Randy
was
from
using KindMaster for a little bit, and the only thing I had to say was the music they offered you was not copyright free. So I found out that a lot of the videos I was making ended up getting copyrighted. And why would you put music on an app for people to use that's copyright? So I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with this.
right.
So it was KindMaster wasn't bad. It was just the copyright free. So, and KindMaster is a lot like Vlogstar.
Okay. And like on your when you're doing your videos and whatnot, how big are you on thumbnails and hashtags and all of that?
When I first started, I was all over the place. I knew that hashtags were important. I knew all that was important, but I'm like, what? Because my idea was, what's the difference? So I learned hashtags are what you put in the description. In case if nobody knows this, hashtags are what you put in the description, and then the tags are what you want your video to be searched for. So a lot of people I've seen, exactly, Cal. The hashtags, a lot of people are putting them in the tags. And I mean, they can work, but you're just making more work. As long as your hashtag is in the description, you will still be found. So my newest thing now is when I'm downloading a video, I make my title. And my title, they complain. They say, like, you don't want it too short, but you don't want it too long. I'm to the point where every title I put the name of the channel and whatever, a short title about. Like lately we've been doing Disney videos. So it's usually the name of the ride. Then I put ride point of view if it's the ride, what park it is, and usually like Walt Disney World or Disney World, depending on how much more characters I have. That way you have so much, you broaden your search. Then I make sure to go down in the description. I copy the title and put that first in the description. And then I do a short little informational about the video. So we're going to take a ride on this ride. And it's located at Walt Disney World in Animal Kingdom. And, you know, the generic. Hi, Mr. J.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you for stopping in.
And then when I get done with writing my description, I go at the very bottom and I'll put hashtags because I'm an OCD. I'm not diagnosed OCD. I just like things to be organized. So at the very bottom of the description, I'll put hashtags, and underneath that's where I start. Now, I learned that they only allow you to have 15 hashtags. So anymore, YouTube will not push your video out, or they more or less ignore your hashtags. So my main thing is 15. So I will start going through and putting the keywords in the hashtags. And when I can't think of any more, then that's when I start doing my channel name. So the Hoops Family Network, Hoops Family Network, the Hoops Family, Hoops Family, Hoops. So that way it gives you some more broadened search information. And that way, if anybody searches your channel name, it'll come up. So after the hashtags, then I scroll down and then I put it in the playlist. I find that important because if somebody's interested in one topic, you definitely want your playlist so your stuff's binge watchable. And what else? And then the tags at the end is pretty much your whole title. Copy paste it into the tags at the bottom. Make sure which way possible. So if there's a different way of spelling something, you probably want to put that in. That way, if someone was to misspell the title, it'll still come up to be searched. Nice. So that's important, to think like, what is it? Abbreviations. You might want to put that for your tags and thumbnails. So I am big on thumbnails. I will go upload the video to my library, let that sit there. I am not, like I said, I'm OCD. I do not like putting out a video that is going to post that same day. It is obnoxious because one, then I'm stressing out, my anxiety's through the roof. So I try to have my stuff ready like 2 weeks in advance. Now that's not always possible, but if I could work on 5 videos a day, because my Disney footage was all shot in one day, so you have all of it sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
So I will go through and literally throw in the intro, the exit card, all that, format it, and then upload. Well, I upload it, I let it sit there because I'm a monetized channel. So to be able to know if I can make money on it, you have to wait for it to go through and see if there's any restrictions. Then I could go back. Yes, 2 weeks in advance is what I do. So that way it gives it like 24 hours to do its check. And then if there's no restrictions, I'm good to put ads in it. If there are restrictions, like some of the Disney videos have came up with copyright, but Disney is a specific, what do I want to say? They want you to use their stuff. So they're not going to sit here and sue you for using it. So you could share revenue with them, which a small channel like me, I don't make much anyways.
Right.
So if I only make 50 cents on a video and you want to take half my money, that's fine because you're more or less going to be pushing me out there that I'm going to get more exposure. So I'll take it.
Right, exactly. So you start the channel and you did very well. And you grew, and so you hit your 1,000 subscribers and your 4,000 watch hours.
Yes.
So what was the process like for you? Now, I believe, and I only say this under assumption because everybody is looking to get to that 1K, get monetized so they get the ads. Well,
right.
Now YouTube puts the ads in for you.
Yes and no.
Varied. I'll do my little windshield wiper back and forth.
It does vary. You more or less get to choose which part of the video you want ads in. YouTube more or less puts the ad in.
Okay.
So you more or less get to go in and you get to figure out the spacing. Like some of my videos, I will show like the whole day of Disney, and then I'll put like photos from the day. So then you get the whole video of the day, but then you get to see the nice pictures we took as well. So when you see that little photo of the day, I'm like, well, that's a great spot because here we're transitioning into another part. So that's a good spot to throw an ad in.
Okay.
Now, yeah, sadly, now you could choose if you want a skippable ad, a non-skippable ad. Like you get to choose the types of ads, but you can't choose what ads are being played.
Okay. So now I don't know if you have an answer to this or not. So they're going in, they've reached your monetization platform. Now, a lot of people I see are doing it so they have the membership option to their channel. Now that's bigger than 1,000, correct?
No. You actually can open that up with 1,000 subscribers.
Okay.
I had the option. Now, I think right when I hit the monetization, because a lot of people didn't get that at the same time. I guess I was one of the lucky ones that once I got monetized, I had an option to start my memberships.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at the beginning of this year, I sat here and said, I'm going to make my membership video describing about the different tiers because you get to come up with that. Problem is, 2021 hit and, pandemic. And I haven't been able to put that out yet.
Wow.
So right now I have my membership set up, but I wanted to start it once I put my video out there describing the memberships because I don't want to see. I had a friend tell me they were able to turn theirs on without doing the video, and I'm like, I could, but I think a video would be a great way to bring it into the channel.
Right.
It used to be 10,000. I had the option when I got monetized. Then again, I think I got monetized at like 1,500 subs because I've of course got my subs and then got my hours.
Now, once monetization, you came to it. You applied for monetization. How did you find that process? Was it pretty easy, or
It
did they
was
come
easy,
back?
but nerve-wracking because I think it took about a week. So you pretty much you hit this button to be under review. And you're more or less like sitting here like waiting. And I think it took me about a week. Now, what's crazy is people think that every single video you make counts towards monetization. But if you have anything put to private, those hours, like they may still be there for the video, but they do not count into your monetization. It has to be put. Anything public is what is counted.
Okay. So for the ones that are set for private, they're great to have under your channel, and you don't lose your hours or anything or your watch time, but it's public watch time, not.
Yes.
Okay. That's very interesting. Well, it's all good to know. And
oh yeah, because I got some people that think I'm gonna make videos and then I'm just gonna set them to private. Well, they don't understand that your hours aren't, or they go and just delete their videos, and it's
I
like
made that mistake.
Yeah, like you're just wasting. Like if you think that is how you monetize, you're in for it because no.
Right. I mean, there was, I think, one or two of my life. I think it's one of the first 2 or 3 live streams I did, something happened where it got kind of set off the rail. And in the newbie part of my mind, you panic and okay, I shut it down and everything like that. Now, click, I deleted it. Now, hindsight 2020 in a conversation with somebody, I know that was stupid. So instead of, I should probably would have been better off to put it as unlisted and or private.
Either way, because there's some lives I almost sit here and think I need to go and delete, because they were the first couple lives. I was also on a computer that I don't know what happened, but my mic got all messed up, and it was an internal mic. So I had to go and buy an external mic just to be able to live stream, because you couldn't hear me if I didn't have an external.
Yep.
And then my camera would go, like, it went all wonky. And so I would go live and I'm talking and they're like, we can't hear you. You're muted. I'm like, I'm not muted. Well, that's when I found out that, like, I had to buy an external now. And it was, I had several that I went live for like half an hour and the whole thing is like I even put silent live in the title because I was told don't delete anything because you want those hours. And I'm just like, but this is ridiculous. Like, you literally are sitting there a half hour watching me scramble, try to fix this. But I was also talking in the chat, letting them know, hey, I'm trying to fix this. Talks amongst each other. So it's like a part of me wants to go back and delete them. But then I'm like, then again, you also get to see what it's like just starting off.
Yep.
You have those problems.
Absolutely. And I know, like, on my channel, I have fun with it. I'm doing what I like. I've grown from 7 to 280, and it'll probably be about, my channel will be, it's a lot older than I actively searched for, because what I did was I tried different things. I had another channel that had, like, some of Rob when he was younger in his, you know, stuff like that I used for basically to store my home movies.
That's kind of what the Hoops Family Network started off as, was a home movie, because I thought about it. I'm like, well, we didn't have the money for a video camera and then to sit here and process a DVD. And I was like, this is digital. It's all in one place. So if anything ever failed, all you got to do is go to YouTube.
Right. I never really thought of it like that, but I mean, at 48 years old, I've seen a lot of progress. She laughs at me. She's like, you're old enough to be my mother.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because you're in my head. But, like, and that's what I always thought was, one, Ryan gets to watch, because that was another thing, is Ryan would go on YouTube and watch Ryan's World, and he watches some other family vloggers too, and I'm just like, why not? You know, one, there's family that doesn't really talk to us, so I thought, well, it's a good way to kind of keep up with us, and you get to see him grow.
Right.
And get to, you know, do any family vacations, family trips. Like when we go to the pumpkin patch, my mom doesn't go with us, but I know she would like to see him interacting. And so I thought, okay, well, I'll film it. I'll put it out there. It's more for us. But there might be other families that are like, hey, I live in that area. What's around that area for me to do with my kids?
Absolutely. And here I've been in, like, where I live here in Connecticut, we have 2 amusement parks. They have a Halloween one. Now, granted, normally it's Lake Compounds.
I never heard of it.
It's tiny. Well, compared to, if you Google search it, Lake Compounds, it's got a lot of fun to it. It's got a little bit of haunting story to it.
Oh,
But they
that's
opened it
cool.
up for a scary Halloween. I never went because I didn't have anybody to go with.
Right.
And I'm here, well, that's dumb. I had a kid at the time. But this is before I actually actively started doing my channel.
See, and you being a single parent, and that's what, it's hard to have that bond because you want to have that bond with your family, but then to film it, you're kind of having to be the mind and like, what am I saying? Like Kevin likes to just be the one behind the camera.
Right.
He just, and I'm always the one like, okay, Ryan, let's go here. Let's go here. Now, being that single mother, you're having to hold the camera. You're having to, and then I'm also thinking here, like, is this okay to film? Is this going to be something YouTube's going to try to demonetize or even say it's not? I did a short the other day and got age restricted because of a goose.
I remember that.
So it's like, I'm over here trying to think, filming this, is this appropriate? Is this, and it's so hard. But then, so like it's like, you're trying to, guide Robbie. Oh, here we go.
Can you see the giggles again?
Yeah. We're trying to guide Robbie, but also film and make sure you're not filming the ground. You're actually filming what you're supposed to.
Hi, Ryan.
I was going to say, let me move the chat because there, now you could see the whole reason behind the channel.
This hour. Well, and that's the thing now that Robbie is like, he's obviously 20 years old, and
right.
You've seen me do my live streams. So he'll come into the room and he'll be behind a wall.
Yeah. Because you have to shut your camera down.
Because he just doesn't care. He's not one that...
Right, he doesn't care.
He's like, is camera on? That's okay.
He pushed my pillow out from me.
He messed up your support network.
I know. We were doing good.
Okay, so we did make it to monetization and whatnot. What were your expectations when you did monetize? Now, you've said that it took about a week to hear back.
Yes, it took us a week to hear back. And then, that was it. They pretty much said you've been accepted. He's going to brush my hair. Seriously.
We're going to have a little bit of ASMR, so if I'm asleep drooling, just try to help me and wake me up.
Apparently. Hey, at least he's not, in the way. So, I guess I got to...
Well, just don't put you to sleep.
Right. So expectations, there's some people that got monetized in just 2 days. 2 days they heard back and they were able to start putting ads on. And for me, it took about a week. Then that was another thing is I thought, oh, great. Now we're going to be able to start doing ads. Well, I had to think, you have to go back all the way to your first video and start actually turning it on each video.
Wow.
So when you think about it, when you have 100 videos, you got to go back through all of them and turn them all on. They said, hey, little man.
Hey. He's like, what's up? Well, I'm working at the barbershop today.
Apparently, I gotta cut his later.
Ooh,
I guess that's repayment.
Did you tell him there's going to be a bowl on top of his head and you were just going to shave around it?
No, but he wants it to just pretty much be shaved off.
Oh.
I think I just do I do a 1 on him. Well, so he doesn't have very much.
if there is anybody out there that wants a couple of videos on shaving your head, there is a couple of videos that under Padme Asteria Vlogs that she has actually done on shaving and how she does it, what product she uses if you're looking for it. So that's a good way to go and support
Yeah.
Padme and check
Yeah.
out her videos. And again, with Miss Amanda Hoops.
Yeah, I do have one video about how I started off too. So there are links of where of the products I had bought in those videos too. So
Very awesome.
yeah, so expectations. When I got monetized, I pretty much designated like a week or two to just going in and just see. Now what I did too is because I messed up, I thought hashtags had to be in tags and all this. So once I kind of understood my way of doing it, I went back when I monetized, because you know you have to click on every video, hit to turn monetization on. You had to set up where you wanted the ads to be placed. And that's when I went back and edited my description, my tags to set it up how I wanted. And it took a while because you're doing that on top of the monetization.
Right.
So
Now,
it's almost better off to make sure you have your older videos set the way you want them first, to where you don't want to have to be doing both, because then it's
so like maybe when you're getting closer to you're getting 500-600 subscribers and you're thinking about monetization, so that's when you want to anticipate and start going back on some of your older videos and doing the edits.
Yes. If you want to redo your tags and your because that's another thing too, is I'll go through and I will see if there's any better tags. And that's a good idea to do. Like 500 subscribers, start going back and look at your older videos to make sure you're happy with them. Because then when you can monetize, then all you have to literally do is just go back and hit to turn them on.
Now, what about it? Did you ever come across or have any problems with, like, some of my videos I use as an example, I have a copyright claim. Whereas if I wanted to monetize that video, would they allow it still if I was willing to share the revenue?
Some of them, like my Disney ones, you get the option to share revenue.
Okay.
The Little Mermaid, because I think it was produced by MGM, they had a whole different option, and it was like they told me I could not monetize it at all. So that it was either, so I made the mistake of going in and I muted it there. And I'm like, it's not really, I'm like, how do these people go have the whole ride? And I said, how do they keep the music in? But that's because their videos are not monetized. They chose to not turn the monetization on and still use the music.
Okay.
Because some of those you could share. Others, if they are copyright and they say no monetization, you could still use them. You just cannot get paid for those. Any money you would make through that would end up going to them.
Gotcha.
So a lot of those videos, like I just lately we had one Halloween video, and I just uploaded it to my library, so it'll be coming out soon. But what? I heard that.
Yeah.
He's playing the call mom. Don't
I know. I try to, like, you can't discover this 20 minutes after I'm done.
Well, no, because it's happening right now, and he could be a professional comb player sometime in the future.
I guess so.
Don't ever destroy dreams and hope.
So the Halloween parade has their famous Boo to You song. And I was telling Kevin, I said, oh, maybe I can share revenue. Well, it turns out that I couldn't. And I'm like, man, it like really disappointed me. But he's like, you know what? He goes, it's more fun to hear the song. It goes with the parade. He goes, we just won't monetize that video. And I'm like, you're right, because the whole point in the video was like, it was the Halloween aspect. You got to see the Halloween decorations, and it was all for one day. So why not?
Right, exactly. Because that's one thing I always look at. I look forward to.
Right.
Going back to all the parks in all the parks in Florida. I mean, I haven't been since like a hot minute, and I want to do like Busch Gardens. I want to do
Right.
Walt Disney World. Everything. I just want to do it all. And sit on the beach for hours.
Right. And that's just like people want to see like fireworks. Well, and that's like we filmed the McKinley Monument fireworks for the 4th, and I'm just now editing those because I was so behind on Disney. And I'm like, man, the music behind it was really cool, but I know it's all copyright. And then I'm thinking, it's not the fireworks, or it's not the music, it's the fireworks itself. So I did find on the YouTube audio library, they did have the Star Spangled Banner. Hi, Padme. They had the Star Spangled Banner in, I think the Marines did it. And it was copyright free. And I'm like, well, that's perfect. That's the only thing I need. So it's like, yes, it's not the original music, but you still get to see the fireworks.
Right.
That's the main point.
Yeah, exactly. And like now that I don't know about y'all where you are in Ohio, but they're actually setting up the Halloween store here in town. That Spirit.
Yeah, I know. my son looks forward to that because he wants to film all the creepy, scary decorations. Which you're 5, you should be afraid. Not my son.
Yeah, but he's the same one. I could take him to the Stephanie Cemetery with me, and if he sees something, he's running after it. He ain't running away from it.
I know. He asks me in the car, are we going to do the spirit box? I'm like, you're 5. You should not know what that is.
Well,
he's going to go to kindergarten and be like, guess what the spirit box said? No, we don't talk about that at school.
It did.
Mommy's going to be sent to the hospital.
Well, at least he can tell him. He can promote you. Go check out my mom's channel, or go check out my mom and dad's channel, The Hoop Paranormal.
Right?
You got a little walking billboard with you.
Pretty much.
And he's more than happy to talk about things.
He's hilarious. He told someone the other day, he goes, we were at the cemetery and something tried to pull me out of the car, and I'm like, here we go.
Somebody tried to pull you out of the car. You're like, no, I was buckled
in.
See, now you're seeing chat. Oh, right.
I popped it out. I popped the chat out.
Oh, you popped your chat, huh? Well, yeah, gotta have some fun. Okay, a little fun. We gotta have a little fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not
thumbnails too. In case I know we talked a little bit on thumbnails. There is an app called Thumbnails for YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I use to make mine.
I gotta grab something real quick.
I'm gonna show the app while we're waiting.
What are you waiting on?
Well, you said you were grabbing something.
Of course I was. It was 2 feet from me.
But it's right here. Thumbnail maker for YouTube.
Now,
you
that's
literally
free?
Take any, free. You take any picture you want to use. You can even, do you do collages on Instagram?
Yes.
There's an app that you use for that. It's the same aspect to where you could choose 4 pictures. You can make a collage.
Wait, show it again for me so I don't have to go back to memory.
You're okay. It is
Thumbnail
Thumbnail
Maker.
Maker for YouTube.
Okay.
And the app is literally just thumbnail. It kind of looks like it looks, Gatorbite told me about that also. TubeBard, okay.
Is that it or no?
That's what because it has the intro maker, which is where I made my intro. Because it also, right here, it advertises Vlogstar too.
Oh, okay. Let's see here.
And you can make a cover art. Because when you click the thumbnail maker, it'll have you pull up like a picture here. Or there's an option down below. Yeah, you could see it now. You could choose like different options, like this one that looks like a window. You could choose 4 different pictures and then put text over it.
Okay. Thumbnail Maker album. Thumbnail make. Oh. I think this is it. We'll just try it here.
And it's free. Because I'm constantly taking pictures just so I can make sure I have something for a thumbnail. And I'm always playing around with it.
Okay.
But then that's a good way for me to be able to upload from the computer. Then while it's uploaded, then even if there's stuff on the computer I want to use as a thumbnail, I just play the video on YouTube, because as long as it's uploaded to your library, you can still watch it, even if it's not public.
Now, how do you find it as far like when you're doing your thumbnail? If you're doing it on your phone, do you email it to yourself so you can add it to the video, or do you message it to yourself?
That's the trick. That's the trick, because I also want to make sure that the video plays good before I make it public.
Right.
So I will go into YouTube. I'm going to show you this little trick. Okay, so I'm going to go to my channel. Because when you're on the app, you're signed into your channel. It comes up with this. So you have the manage videos and the edit channel.
Oh, okay.
So if you manage videos, any video that is not public yet, so all your videos, so any that is in your library, any that are in your scheduled or unlisted, every single video uploaded is in there. So then, let me go to, okay, so here, this will be a video next week. So the Pop Century Hotel. So it doesn't have a thumbnail yet. It doesn't have, it's got the title and all, but it doesn't have the thumbnail. So I'll click it because, one, I'm going to make sure it plays good.
Right.
Because it's still in the editor. So if I'm sitting here and I watch it and I'm like, that is so cringy, I don't like it, I can always go back to the desktop and edit it and upload a different. Or if I find out that when I went and edited it, it didn't format it correctly to where it pauses and it's just horrible quality.
Right.
So I can watch it before the public does. Then while I'm watching it and be like, I really want to use it as a thumbnail, but I only videoed it. So I'll screenshot it.
Oh, okay. That's
cool. Use that screenshot in the thumbnail maker. And that's it, because I could crop out the whole YouTube screen, and just use that.
Right.
Because that's what's nice by being on the phone. You can zoom, use your fingers, zoom in, zoom out, crop. So it makes things so much easier than you'd like I told Kevin, because he had Memory Maker on his phone and I didn't. And I'm like, man, that day I wanted to use our Memory Maker photo for our thumbnail. But he doesn't have it on his phone anymore. He uploaded it all to the computer. Well, at this point, I'm like, well, I'll watch the video through YouTube, screenshot the one I want to use, and then just crop the other stuff out later.
I found it.
Yay!
Now it looks a little different. I open up Vlogstar.
Oh yeah, because I think they
partner with the thumbnail.
They partner, yes.
Yep. So when I downloaded Vlogstar, it's an all-in-one YouTube editor now, and I have it on both my phones. Pat myself on the back just because you know how I am. It's got the thing with it now is it lets you do reaction videos. It makes you an intro maker, thumbnail maker. It's got screen recorder now that a lot of the phones already have.
Right.
Which is very useful if you want to get part of a video, but you don't. Well, let's say you can actually, and I tested it today, like if I wanted to make a compilation of some of my better shots at the ocean, I can actually screen record and it'll save it to my videos so I can.
That makes sense. And that way you're not editing your original video.
Yes, exactly.
I like that. I never thought of that. Yeah, because at one point I was doing reaction videos. I think from Vlogstar. But then at one point, because I wanted to do a reaction, because I had this whole big anti-bullying series, and I was just about to do anti-bullying and reactions of adults, I think is what it was, or it was teenagers. Either way, I wanted to do a reaction video on 13 Reasons Why. And I thought that way you get to see the trailer, because one, I don't want to just sit down and start talking about it because I don't know, because I've seen it and I don't want to spoil it. So by seeing what the trailer was and getting my reactions right from it, then letting people know, like, this would be a good thing to watch with your children to talk about, bullying, abuse, whatever, and speaking out. But then, like, the reaction video thing just wasn't working anymore on the app, and it got frustrating, and I moved away from it, and I never did finish it, because that is one thing, is most of my videos. I just found it. Good job. It's a sign. Most of my sign. It is a sign. Yeah. Of course. Most of my videos.
Don't discourage.
Most of my videos are monetized. Now, my anti-bullying are limited because of the whole topic of bullying. And which is weird, because they don't allow bullying, but you would think if you're sitting here talking about anti-bullying, you would think that would be okay and that they would accept it, but no, they still count it. So, like, I get limited ads on those. So that's one topic. Now it's like I wish I could stay away, but those are some of my bigger videos where I spoke out about my experiences. And
you're gonna obviously have to create a third channel just for that.
I know, right?
I mean, as we've seen in the past few cruises of YouTube and whatnot, that it's actually not just kids anymore bullying.
No,
Go
It's
right
not
across
just
the,
kids, it's adults too.
so
It's crazy.
and it is. It's an important thing, especially like
Taking advantage of people.
yeah, and I not that I want to derail from our interview, but
No,
it kind of comes across too at the same time as a multifacet. Like I was thinking about
it's a
doing
part of our YouTube experience and
yes,
being a YouTuber.
yes. And as a creator, I'm thinking, well, what's one of the biggest things in our school systems these days as a child that's out of the school system, but you're just coming into it. And, we've got all these policies and new programs that they've set up. And we're telling our children, you don't
Be
bully.
nice, don't
Be nice,
bully.
don't bully. If somebody's giving you a hard time, I mean, you and I know because when we were growing up, if somebody was giving you a hard time, you couldn't text them, you couldn't video it
Right.
and post it to Instagram or whatnot. But it was skin on skin fights when we were growing up.
And now a lot of it too is behind closed doors. You don't know who's bullying you.
No, exactly.
You have a name. You have a well, I want to say a channel name, but screen name, channel name, you have something you hide behind. Nobody knows who you are. So the kid you sit next to in kindergarten could be the kid that you go home and fear every night.
Right. And it is a very diverse subject, and
it's scary.
So
it is. It's
the way to who?
Good job.
Yeah.
I mean, because in it's just proven. I mean, sometimes it's like when I was going to school, it was a matter of like I came from a farming family, and people not all of them knew how hard it is to actually work for what's needed.
I did to a point. My school was in the country, but yet I lived in the city because it was a city township. So I went to school where we had take your tractor to school day.
Oh, nice. See, now that would have gotten a long way where I came from.
So I know about that stuff. But like now he's going to be going to school here in the city where you're never, ever going to hear about that.
Right. Well, you're certainly not going to take your tractor to work day, but
right.
Or take your tractor to school day, never mind work day.
And another thing.
Yes, ma'am.
School list. I never, ever thought in the how many years we've had to buy school supplies. Never thought with him going back to school, well, going to school in kindergarten,
so she's right here.
They do not have hand sanitizer as a supply now. Isn't that strange that how many years that was one of the biggest things always on the school supply list was at least either a pump or they asked for little bottles.
Yeah.
But this year, none. And Kevin said maybe now because of the whole pandemic, maybe the state has to provide that for the school.
Ours do. Ours have done the as far as sanitizer and stuff like that because there was such the
shortage and
the shortage of it, so they bought in bulk in supplies because they were cleaning a specific way, and now because they're going back as far as I know.
Right.
I say this because I'm out of the system now as far as kids
You've
go.
been. I just thought it was weird. Like, they're still asking for their 2 boxes of tissues, but I did not have hand sanitizer to have to buy. And I'm like, you're asking me for tissues. But not hand sanitizer.
Tissues it takes. I mean, if you sneeze, you want to sneeze into the tissue. I've gone through 4 boxes in a week at work because of my allergies.
Yeah.
And everybody's looking at me. It's like, honest to God, do you want me to put a mask? I'm just sneezing. I don't know if it's environmental. I'm not coughing. I can taste everything.
Could be pollen.
But I have no idea. But since Saturday, my ears are clogged and they pop. It's giving me vertigo. I'm here like, come on now.
Talking about vertigo, yeah, my ear was bothering me. I went and put rubbing alcohol in because I heard if you think you have an ear infection, put some rubbing alcohol. So I thought, okay. And I tilted my ear, put it in. And when I stood back up, the room started spinning. I'm like, I was just looking like that for 2 seconds.
Yeah. Well, it can be that, or it could be the stuff I take for my migraine prevention. I mean, who knows? There's many things to it, but I'm pretty sure Saturday I was watching TV. Now I'm laying in bed, and I look into my mirror, and the mirror is moving, and I'm here. I'm pretty sure the mirror is not supposed to move. And I went to sit up, and that's like you kind of feel that little woohoo. I'm here. Okay, that's not right. So, you know. But I do think because Monday when I did my hair, my ears both popped and I started feeling better. And then it's an ongoing game.
It is. That is Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny.
He's doing, let me see. He's doing one of these,
Oh, cool.
so
It's a Space Jam.
Space
That's
Jam.
awesome.
Yeah.
For $4.
So the one movie.
Hey,
Yeah, we let him watch the first one because it's on Amazon or Hulu or one of the streaming networks. And then the new one just came out a couple days ago, so someone wants to go see it.
so now if I ask him, does he know what a Smurf is?
Do you know what a Smurf is? No?
He doesn't know what a Smurf is?
Yeah, you
The
do.
little blue guys with the white caps on?
We've watched it.
Papa Smurf?
Smurfette.
He's like, Mom, I'm into my Space Jams. You have to catch me when I'm...
I can't remember who they are.
He can't remember who they are, but if I go, I have the DVD. If I go and throw it in, oh, I remember that now.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, that's
he's
like, I
he's
didn't
busy
realize-
now.
I didn't realize how old Lilo and Stitch was, and I'm thinking that's
I
like
know.
my favorite Disney movie.
I know
Yeah,
it is hard to believe. And back when we had Ariel as a Saturday morning cartoon on the Disney
Exactly.
Channel.
Well, see,
That's
I
hard to
was
believe.
just, you were born in 91.
91.
So I was graduating high school then. So you've got a little bit more. I'm more Looney Tunes, Roadrunner, the Smurfs,
Yeah.
other things.
Roadrunner. He knows Roadrunner.
Well, of course
Yeah.
he knows Roadrunner because he knows what Looney Tunes are. In Space Jam, they're all incorporated, but you
Yeah,
see
Space Jam.
the
And
Smurfs
there's a
don't hang
Roadrunner
out with
movie
Space
too.
Jam.
There's a Roadrunner
exactly.
movie.
Yeah. There's
Rugrats?
all Looney Tunes movies.
Rugrats is got to be. That's,
Rugrats when I was little. Actually, I heard that they are trying to make that into like a new generation.
oh, come on.
So
They're all in diapers. So what? Tommy's all grown up?
Tommy's probably grown up, and I think Phil and Lil's mom gets divorced, and it's like,
Have you-
oh my gosh.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's a little bit strange to go back. Like, I went on PBS and I was watching Sesame Street.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here.
They make meditation now. Sesame Street, what is it? Monster Meditation. They paired up with Headspace and
Yep.
made meditation videos for kids. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh
I
my
hate
gosh.
I hate.
You hate that?
Yeah.
I mean,
Because it puts them to
music of
sleep.
it. The
this was like
music of it.
when we had, well, I can't say we, and maybe we can say we. Like, we had Reading Rainbow.
Yes.
We had Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. But now I don't think you're going to go find anywhere where a man comes into a house and brings you to the land of make-believe.
No. They find you like out of your mind. But it is weird because after Mr. Rogers passed, now they have Daniel Tiger. So now it's, instead of it just being Mr. Rogers and him bringing you to make believe, you're already in make believe with Daniel Tiger.
Wow. See, I miss so much working 9 to 5.
I know, right?
Well, I miss so much because now, it's going to be my grandchildren that I'm going to be
Well, yeah.
with.
But it is like they took the whole human aspect of Mr. Rogers, and now it's literally Daniel Tiger's the cartoon.
And what's the biggest thing? And I say this because we had my grandmother's 94th or 95th birthday, and we were out at a restaurant. We were up in Maine, and my sister had my great nephew. He was only like a year or two at the time. He starts getting fussy. Well, he took a liking to Rob, but at the time, Rob's the 6-foot fun thing, but he didn't. Rob's like, he's not into the little kids. He's not overly fond of little. I don't know if it's because of his size or
maybe he's afraid of hurting them.
It could be too. But what was the first thing my sister did when we were out? Pull out the cell phone, put on Nick Jr. She had YouTube Kids, and that's what we're doing. So we're not getting too far, just so we don't get too far off our YouTube that we were going about an interview. It's a lot of people now are taking their phones out, and it kind of goes back to a little bit where we were getting into anti-bullying and all that too. We have a generation starting with with mine going to yours, Rob, and younger. We're signing up for YouTube so our kids can watch it. So we're over it. Well, if I gave my phone to one of my great nieces or nephews to watch, I'm obviously over 18, so they're not restricted to what they're watching.
Right.
Where I understand.
I never really had to worry either, because a lot of the stuff he was looking up, it was all, it's Blippi. It's all this stuff that I'm not really worried about. I mean, yeah, sure, he could come in contact, but like, he watches Joe and Rob. He started watching Mo. I'm like, but he's not afraid.
Watching
Jody.
Yep. And
Omar.
and it's not a bad thing either.
No.
Because just like Rob, when he was little.
He's at that age where you would think he would have nightmares. And I think that's why a lot of it is like, you don't want them watching, because it's more as in, well, they're going to be scared. Well, he's the type, I let him watch it, because if he's not afraid to watch that, he knows that there aren't monsters.
Right, absolutely. And the reality versus make believe and all that. Even Rob, when he was 6, 7 years old, I remember Tony Shalhoub was in a movie, the 13 Ghosts. The house itself, he was younger. He and his father sat in the living room and they watched the movie together.
He asked me to watch Chucky, and I'm like, I was your age when I first watched Chucky, and I'm like, no, but he's like, he wants to, and I'm like, I don't know.
Well, and that was the thing. My husband and I had that discussion because he was watching it with his dad, and I'm here like, do you think he can stand this? Because I said, because you're going to go to bed and it's going to be Mom that's up. Right. I never had a problem. He watched Lord of the Rings. He watched, Harry Potter is geared to the younger generation. But he would watch things.
That's why too. I figure if he watches Mo and sees like all the jump scares, and he sees like Jody, and I think he's more like, he'll sit here and be like, oh, Jody's got a stalker again, And it's like he's more focused on, he's like he knows it's not. Now, like, if that was me, like, watching Chucky when I was his age, like, I wouldn't have gone to bed. But him, it's like, that's the stuff that puts him to sleep. And it's like, you feel bad, but at the same time, it's like this generation is at a stage where it's like, I mean, think of it. When we were little, we were afraid of the monsters under the bed and all this. And now it's like, okay, he watches and likes the monsters.
Right.
So it's like, he knows that they can't hurt you. He knows,
Monsters at work too.
what?
And monsters at work, I'm not afraid too.
Yeah, you're not afraid of monsters. So it's like,
No, monsters at work.
oh, Monsters at Work, the new Monsters Inc. TV show.
I forgot about that.
It's on Disney Plus. And it's just, yeah, when you think about our generation, they would have never told, our parents would have never been like, yeah, let's go watch Paranormal. To where we're watching it, they're watching it with us, and it's like, you really shouldn't, but then yet at the same time, you're not scared.
Well, that was a big thing on Friday night is Rob and I would watch Ghost Adventures.
Well, and yeah, Rob is 21, so.
No, I'm talking when they first, because they used to have Most Haunted, which was a UK program.
Right.
Then that was replaced with Ghost Adventures, and then I'm here like, well, I'm not watching that because they took my Most Haunted off. But then we started watching Ghost Adventures. Now,
Yeah, I might have to get a Discovery Plus membership now, because that's where all the paranormal is.
I know. Ghost Adventures.
And Kevin's like, now see, he goes, do we go and purchase Discovery Plus? He goes, because that's where all your paranormal stuff is. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't have time to watch all the stuff I do have.
This is the right one.
Just
But-
to put in 2 years from Tuesday at 4:00. I'll
Right.
get caught up on the last 10 years of paranormal.
I know. It's because that's what I canceled TV because of that. I'm like, I'm not able to sit down and watch the paranormal stuff I am taping.
Right.
He was watching all his stuff on Amazon Prime, and I'm like, we just
And
might as well
YouTube,
get
and
streaming
YouTube.
and YouTube.
Hey, once he's starting his channel, he needs to start making an income for himself now,
He's already asked me. He's like, I need a channel. So he's like, I need a he goes, Mom, I need you to buy me a GoPro. Excuse me? So I told him, I said, my mom bought me a camera, for Christmas 8 years ago, and it's pink. Well, he's at that age, he don't care. So I gave it to him because I'm like, well, if he breaks it, I'm not worried because I've got all my GoPro,
Right.
my phone. So I gave it to him and I put it on my gimbal, and he's walking around. He goes, there's my mom. There's my dad. He goes, and this is our porch.
That the gimbal is one thing I've got on my list of get me, because I'm one of those, because when I'm walking
Yes.
and I still have it on a tripod or something, I have a tendency to kind of wobble a little bit. So you're walking along, like you'll see on the beach, the video's going like this. Because I can't stay still. And you know how...
It's
I
funny
mean-
because I'm not used to it, because after watching because now I record everything on the GoPro. So it don't matter if it's the Christmas lights, whatever I film is on the GoPro. So, because one, I don't have to worry about my phone storage, because if you're a mom, I mean, you are, but anyone in the audience, well, yeah, but
If you're not one
anyone
now,
in the audience,
in the future.
if
Yep.
you use your phone to take pictures, document your kids, you know that it is easy to use up your storage.
Guilty.
Even if you're not a mom, You might just be someone that likes to take pictures for Instagram, or just, you can find that it is easy to fill up your phone. I was the type, because especially now that we have a shorts option. So everywhere I go, I'm filming 30 seconds of something just because I might need it for later. And then I get home and I find out I have 30 minutes of footage I could film. And I'm like, okay, now I got to get these shorts off my phone. I have to clean out my phone. And then it's like you got all these family vacation photos, and you've got all these photos you took last week that you want to save. And it's like, come on. So now you're living on the edge, because you may need that recording space. And it drives me. So I'm like, you know what? I said, I'm using another camera to film everything. Then I don't have to worry about losing anything that I like.
Well, now I've got the two GoPros, so I'm not worried about cameras anymore.
Yes.
Gimbal is definitely on the list. I've got lights and flashlight, because
the gimbal we found at Best Buy for like $20.
Really?
Yes.
No way. What, during Christmas sales? Black Friday?
Was it Christmas? No, I think it was just a sale. And we liked it because it worked with the GoPro or a regular camera. And now a lot of them will have attachments that you could use for your phone as well.
Because I've got it. Because I told you about going back to the Stephanie Cemetery on Friday.
Yes.
Just to see, because now that I know that even in the prime location that it should have worked, everything fudged up.
Spiritual.
So to say. I definitely want to try it, because I did try Streamlab on my phone, and Dana and I were there, and it worked fine. I mean, there was a lag, but Streamlab is designed for the mobile phone.
Yes.
So that way, but my thing is, well, I really don't have the purpose to use StreamYard when I'm doing a live at the cemetery, because it's me, and the chat's there for. I mean, if you tell me not to go somewhere, that's exactly where I'm going to go, because, red.
Right.
That's our tendency, is to go check it
out.
Well,
and when you want paranormal, you want to catch the stuff. You don't want to not catch anything.
Right. Well, and when I was there, I'm here like, Dane's using his phone for a flashlight. Because, yet again, I went and I had everything prepared.
That's me too. You have it, and then you forget it. And
I mean, I've got these with the red and blue and whatever center colors on it. And it's perfect. It's ready to go. I've got
and you forget it.
Well, here's the thing that I'm very famous for. I even bought a holder for the GoPro, so I can put my light up. I have infrared, and then I have one light that's a low resolution, but it's bright as heck.
Or if you're like me, you bring the stuff intending to use it, and then you don't. Like, I brought my whole box of ghost hunting stuff to the hotel when we first bought it, and found out we only used like one of the items instead of everything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why did I bring all this? But I intended to use it all. And then we got so into the spirit box was actually speaking. Then the dowsing rods were working. And like, that was it. That's all we used. And I'm like, why did I bring this?
Right, exactly. Well, I thought it was going to be a big thing this year. I had the Stephanie Cemetery live.
Yeah, the red flashlight.
Dana and I had gone to the Stephanie Cemetery because it's open 24 hours. And it's only one of a couple that are open 24 hours.
None here are.
A lot of them here. Even the one I go to, that we tried doing the live from. Yeah, no, you don't want to be there at night. And no, I know why. apparently a lot of people go in there and have a party, knock over it. Some of the footage, I haven't released it yet. I did more photos than I did anything, but they've knocked over graves. There was a stone where the ashes or the urn was actually above ground near the family plot. That's gone. People left Jesus statues and other statues of saints near the headstones. Those are smashed and gone.
Oh,
And it is too bad because it's a beautiful little cemetery in the middle of the woods.
right.
And it's just like, I that does hurt my heart to see that people have to be so destructive. But you
That's
gotta
like
have a place-
that's like the latest paranormal that I'm editing. It was I think 6 blocks. It was either 3 or 6 blocks long. I mean, it took me 5 minutes just to drive like all the way to the back, and then we got lost. So I cut the camera because I'm like, I thought it would be cool to have the footage of us driving in, and you see the big sign that it says that it's you are being recorded, which I'm like, it's not like we're doing anything. And then like, yeah, so it's 5 minutes just to get back there to find out we were in the wrong place. So we had to drive to the other side. And then, I mean, we got our little bit of footage because it's supposed to be Frankenstein's ancestors.
right.
Now, the urban legend is that it is Frankenstein, but it's to come to find out it's like an aunt or distant relatives of Frankenstein, and their last name is Frankenstein.
Oh, okay.
So it was like they were coming over here from Europe, and so a distant relative, but it's still a relative of Frankenstein.
Right.
And so I thought, okay, do the spirit box. I mean, like I said, I got more footage of us driving through. But I thought, okay, and then we showed the sign of it saying, you are recorded. It's open from dusk to dawn. And just like these hours and rules. And
What about the hotel? That was a road trip.
yeah, the hotel was a road trip.
They told her about
She knows about the hotel.
road trip.
Oh, the hotel that we stayed at in North Carolina for our road trip was down the road from a funeral home. So we had some paranormal happen there.
I heard.
Oh, where you lost your car? Is that what you want me to talk about?
No. That other hotel? Oh, that drawer pulled out somehow.
Oh, yeah. The hotel we were staying at that we filmed. I already posted it. But every time I'd push the drawer in, it will
Pull back out.
It rolled out by
Yeah.
itself.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But in
Incredible.
North Carolina, we had I bought him some Matchbox cars, and they were 2 Disney ones. It was a Jack Skellington and Sebastian.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, it's the last 2 at Marshall, so I bought them for him. And I'm like, I'm not gonna make the poor kid not play with them. So I opened them up, let him play, because we're staying in a hotel and there's nothing to do.
Right.
So I'm like, how much damage can he really do? Well, he's playing with them, and I kept finding them on the floor. And so I told him, we got to put them up on the dresser so, 1, we don't step on them. 2, they don't get lost in the sheets and get taken for laundry. And so the one night, so I said, we got to pick them up. I found the one, I couldn't find the other one. And I'm yelling at him, like, where did you put it? Like, it couldn't be far from the other car. So for a whole night, we're trying to find this car. And Kevin and I literally, because we had to start packing anyways. I think it was 2 days before we were leaving.
Yeah.
I'm picking up laundry. Picking everything up off the floor. And I'm like, it's not here. So I told him, I said, we'll go down to Marshall, see if they got another one. There was 3 at the time. So I'm like, there's a chance. So thank God there was 1 left. So I bought it. came back. I said, we're not opening this one till we get home. So the next day, I smelled smoke. And I'm like, who's smoking? Like, so I went to the balcony, like outside the window to see who, because I'm like, maybe someone's on the balcony below us and it's coming up into the room. Well, as I'm looking out the window to see who's smoking, he looks down and he's like, oh, look, my car. Now, remind you, we picked up the luggage, we picked up the clothes, we picked everything up off the floor. And it was just right next to Kevin's shoe.
Sounds like he had a little friend he could have played Matchbox cards with.
Right? Because when I was a kid, my childhood home was haunted. And we found out the medium that came to talk to us. We said, how is that even true? Because wouldn't you see it floating? And the medium said, when a spirit takes a object and they pull it close to them, it makes it invisible. So you're not just going to see it floating down the hallway.
Right.
They make it a part of them. So I guess kind of like if you watch Beetlejuice, to where you would think you would see stuff floating, but once they take it and make it a part of them, it's now in their world. And what?
And tell her about what Dad said about that snow.
What about it?
What Dad said
The smoke smell?
Someone passed away. Like that. That's
Yeah,
what Dad
someone.
said.
Yeah, someone
And
passed.
tell her about that.
So yeah, and then the
Yeah,
smoke.
focus, Mom, focus.
That's what he does. That he takes my face. So so the smoke smell we found out is when we've gone to the Mansfield Reformatory. I heard hey Randy.
Hey, Randy.
We heard of I want to say an urban legend, but I don't know. It's probably not an urban legend, but I guess when paranormal's around, you could either smell perfume or you could smell cigarette smoke. Because I guess one of the people, the tour guides,
Mm-hmm.
said that she's like, I went to turn around to tell the guy behind me to put his cigarette out, and nobody was there.
Wow.
So and that's what I guess they say, like, you could either smell, so that it's a sign of paranormal, is either cigarette or perfume smell. So that's when Kevin told me that the smoke I was smelling was probably a sign of paranormal, being that it was the same exact time his car showed up. Then that night, we were keeping our boxes because, one, it was easier to stack stuff in the car coming home, even though stuff was, our food was gone and used. So I took the Huggies box of his drinks and set it, and we put our cans in there because the woman was coming through taking trash that wasn't trash, and we were trying to keep our cans of pop that when we were done, we were saving them to take into for money.
Right.
And so the box was sitting up on top of just flat, and I heard crash, and I got up and looked, and the whole Huggies box was on its side, and the pop cans were all over. Now, it wouldn't have just fell, because like I said, it was completely flat.
Yeah.
So that night, something was trying to get our attention. And when I did the spirit box, the spirit box said, a kid came through, and I said, oh, are you joking around with us? And it said, yeah, it's a joke.
Oh.
And then I said, are you trying to pull a prank? Are you trying to be funny? It said, yes. And then I said, when you knocked the stuff over, were you trying to get our attention? And it said, yes.
Yeah. That's
They thought they were funny.
That's what I was going to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
He's big into the paranormal.
tell Ryan this. When eventually y'all come down to visit me when I'm in Florida, I'm going to have an ice cream in my refrigerator or in my freezer, and maybe I'll share it with him, but because he didn't want to share his ice cream, he told me to get my own. So maybe I'll have an ice cream in the refrigerator. Maybe I'll share it. Maybe we'll take you to the beach.
My spirit box, I got, it's the Necrophonic app, which $10, $10, you own it. That's it. I like it better too because if you do the refurb, it's easier to hear. But I do find out that by recording it and going back and listening to it, it's a lot easier to figure out what's being said. That's another reason I don't want to go live and do the Necrophonic, because then you have to go back and listen to the whole live, to where when I have my footage, I could literally do sections and then be able to walk away, and I don't have to, and I can actually put in what I hear, to where on a live you can't do that.
Yeah, that'll be a good thing, and hopefully, because I have one subscriber, she's wicked good about going back and watching my live streams.
That's what I need.
Something. I know.
No, and I mean not like you're not a good subscriber. I mean, I have a couple people that are really good at picking up stuff but like when I ask, like, hey, can you listen back to my video to see if I missed anything? The couple people I do have, they never come and do it. And I'm just like, okay, thanks. Like, I ask you for help. Like, they're like, I'm like, you do it.
I do it, just not in a timely fashion. Well, you'll be 95 and I'll be on the other side. Hey, Amanda, I finally got a hold of the spirit to watch it. I may be a spirit now, but you may want to check out like 3 minutes in.
I have a friend though who's like, she's like, oh, I'll be your biggest supporter, but yet she's so busy doing other people's spirit boxes that like she's actually the one that bought me the Vegas studio. Was it? Yeah, Vegas movie studio. She bought for me to learn so I can edit her videos, because that's all she had was Vegas. And when I looked at this thing, I'm like, you have to have a college education to know what you're doing on this editor. So, and that's when I'm like, I'm done. Like, my editor may be simple, it may be for people beginning, but I'm like, you know what? I'm a pro at this. I'm using it. I might never switch editors ever.
I don't know if Padme's still in here or not. She had a place that she got her P&B box and some other stuff that's in St. Augustine. I have forgot the name of it. So Padme, if you're listening still, maybe you would remember the name of it or whatnot and refresh my memory, because I tried looking, and of course when you pull up St. Augustine,
you get everything.
Oh yeah,
she is still here.
Oh, cool. Padme, do you remember? Well, of course you remember, you bought your P&B box from them. The name of the supply place in St. Augustine?
There.
Nice.
Is
that the Go-Gurts?
Yeah.
The apple juice.
Oh, the apple juice.
Yeah. My grandma thought it's a gold one, but
it's a gold
grandma was freaked out. My grandma.
Let me look.
She did.
Yeah, go ahead and put it in the chat.
Yes, please, because I had my discount with them, but you know how it happens. You're cleaning out email. Swipe.
I've gotten rid of a couple emails that were important. Well, I can't say important, but like when you go to Kohl's and you have a 30% off 30% coupon and you find out you delete it. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
And then you realize, like, oh, I'm not going to use it now. And then you find out a week later your kid needs shorts and darn it.
Have you broken the news to him yet that he's going to have to wear shorts and sneakers all winter long?
No, but I'm sure. Oh.
Be able to see it.
He's like, you got to be able to see. I'm trying to not have a glare in the video. So I'm like constantly pulling them up just so I'm not. Randy, what have you done?
The swipe, delete.
Oh, the email.
Yeah, down it. I need, and then to go back, because with Google on my phone and both the Android and the Apple, I can tap the
Thank
star.
you, Padme.
Thank you so much, Padme. I appreciate it. You're a star.
Yes, the Ghost Hunters equipment. Because that's, I think, where I got my, see, there, the PMB box. I found kind of the same thing, but they called it a door alarm for businesses. And I'm like, it does the same thing as a PMB box. So for $20, I bought that instead. I mean, because I only had like $100 to spend, and when I was getting the dowsing rods and a red flashlight and some other stuff. Yeah, delete coupons. I tell myself I'm not going shopping. I won't need it, and then Kevin will then ask me for some work shirts, and then I forget that I deleted the coupon a week ago because I wasn't going to buy anything.
Right, no, never, because you're only running in for milk and bread and eggs and mayo for the...
Yeah, you're only running in, and then you find out, then Kevin's having a diabetic episode, and I got to buy him sugar, so then I got to find the M&Ms, and then I'm going off in every which direction.
Exactly.
It's horrible. I'm trying to think what else yeah, so that app, Thumbnail Maker, that's been a big help. Oh, and yes, because I started off YouTube with the impression the more videos I posted, the more subscribers I would get.
Yes.
And never think that way. Like, sometimes an update video is nice, but if, like, I planned on putting out videos, I wanted to do once a week, and then I'm like, no, I want to grow faster. So I'll put out a video Monday through Friday. That's a lot of work. Scheduling does help, because now I have it scheduled for the next 3 weeks to have videos to drop Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. So if you've got stuff done and ready, make sure you schedule your stuff. One, that helps the algorithm because they see you posting consistently and at the same time. So that's a tip. So only make videos like you're meaning to watch. So what I mean is, don't do like a 2-minute update video unless maybe you were gone for 3 weeks and you're trying, like, hey, I got cancer, I got this. Because like those videos aren't really gonna matter. Like, I'm seeing people, I was always told, be consistent. Well, then I'm constantly posting videos all the time, making sure I'm consistent. But I've seen people where they go 3 weeks, don't post anything, maybe even 3 months. And I keep thinking, oh, well, if I don't post anything in 3 months, I'm sure people are going to unsubscribe. So I'm making sure there's something always going up. But I'm seeing people that haven't posted in 3 months, they upload a new video, they're getting 100 views right off the bat.
Yep.
But if that was me, I would have people unsubscribing, not watch. So it's like, you get frustrated. So don't just post stuff just to post stuff. Post meaningful content.
something you enjoy and something that
And then just like with the whole monetization thing, you got to think every little video you post, then you're going to have to go back and monetize when you turn that on.
right.
So if you have, so say you post every little video. I mean, now it's not so bad because like there's shorts and stuff, which is where I ran into the problem because I uploaded a whole bunch of shorts to try to start the shorts trend. And I have like 500 videos on my channel that's only 2 years old.
So,
all right, Cal, thank you. I appreciate it.
yeah, Cal, thank you for stopping in. Headaches seem to be the factor.
Be a trend.
Trending. Hashtag trending. Headache. Feel better. I'll talk to you later.
But here I am, like, trying to post something meaningful every week. And it's like, unless we're actually doing stuff as a family every week, you're not going to have that. So if your channel is like things you do as a family, kind of like what we are, like, don't just post. I mean, you could post a short and stuff, but like, you just got to think all these videos you throw out there. I know there's people that will upload 7 videos because they have 7 videos and they think they got to put them all out at once. And it's
so
like,
kind of
no.
staggering them is better than. And I've also heard rumor that the more you post, the less views you may be likely to get because they've got
the algorithm's confused.
Yeah. So they've got one a day, but like you said, consistency and time. Like if like you and I had discussed about like starting the drive time vlogs, coming home or whatnot.
Yeah.
I have the mount, I have the GoPro, so I have everything to do it. But I want to make sure that I'm kind of on topic too with if I'm going to do a series. I don't want to be just driving home and, you know, I had this, blah, 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 blah. Nobody's going to want that. But if I start a 5-part series or something, just in generalized topics, I mean.
Right. Something that, and plus another good thing to do. So you're going to start a series. What doesn't hurt is to start off, don't film it and post it right away. Film it, edit it, save it, build a couple up, because then when you post it, people, like, look at CJ. CJ starts a series and, oh, I can't wait for part 2. Well, you still got to go out and film it. You're going to be rushed. Now, to where if you film your series, even if you did your 5-part series, say Monday through Friday, you drive home with that topic and you do your 5 parts all in the same week. Then you can edit. Even if you edited them all at the same time or edit, it gives you some time to at least edit the first one and schedule maybe to put that out a week later. Then you got time to edit your second one. Or if you don't, like, say you do edit your second one, you could schedule them. So Mondays are going to, or Tuesdays, topic Tuesdays, to where then you now have 2 videos for the next 2 Tuesdays.
Right.
So you give yourself one time, because you may have just filmed all that in that week and they're short, but it's like life happens.
Right. Exactly.
So you want to give yourself time and to bank them up to where you can now post your series and be consistent with it.
Right.
And that's what I also learned too, was, don't put everything out at the same time. Because like when I started, I was like, okay, I have these 2-part series and I finished editing them both the same day. Don't just hurry and rush and put them both out. One, because like we said a few minutes ago, you're going to confuse the algorithm.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to post something like that, like I was doing for Vlogmas, I did a short and a vlog every day. So I was posting my short at 8 a.m. and I was posting my vlog at 3 p.m. So it gave a good 6 hours of the algorithm. But a lot of times people were coming to watch the short, or they would just come and watch the vlog.
Right.
Here I thought, well, if they're getting a notification there's a new video out, they'll watch both. No. So it also helps give you a good 12 hours to where you're, because remember, your video has 48 hours to be pushed out by the algorithm. So that's why I kind of went to going to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, posting out my longer vlogs. And Tuesdays and Thursdays, I just post shorts.
Yeah.
Because I'm still uploading, but it's something that is advertising, maybe something coming up, or maybe a video I've already done. Oh, yeah. Give me 1 second. I need to run to the other room for a minute.
Don't run. No running in the house. So how's everybody doing in chat tonight? On this fine Wednesday hump day? And it's been great having Amanda here tonight, giving us her pros and tips on her YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It's been awesome. And hopefully we don't hear any thumping cursing in the background and you know that she tripped over something. She'll definitely get back to you, Randy, when she comes back. Thank you, Randy. I think we do too. As far as posting times, I was told that normally the prime times are between 12 and 5 for posting a video. Now, that was only speculation from somebody else that I'd heard that too. Normally, when I do my when I release my videos, it's normally in the afternoon. All right, Hoops, now that you're back, Randy was asking about posting times.
Okay, so do you think my posting time is okay or could be more? I trust you two. You two work good together. I know, right?
I'm telling you, past life sisters.
It all depends. Because your algorithm, if you look at your analytics, I don't know if it still does, but there was a part of your analytics that says when it's the best time for you to post, because it looks at what time your viewers are on, which is weird because if you live on YouTube, you would think like it would be on all the time. But like mine said that most of my viewers, see, I don't see it anymore. So I don't know if they got rid of it or if it's just because now that I've used it, they like that I don't have the option. But if you go to your analytics and you go to your audience, I believe it tells you what time a lot of your audience is on. Mine started at 9 in the morning. So I started uploading my stuff at 8. That way it was up for an hour. And by the time my audience is coming on at 9, my stuff is good and ready and should be recommended to them. So that's one thing to look at. Because I could actually probably pull mine up right now and see. I know it's under the analytics. There's, it might still be up. But that was what was the other thing? TubeBuddy, I think, was even doing that at one time. Telling you when was the best time to post. Because there was an option for if you were posting weekly, it would tell you what time was best for you to upload your video, what day, and what time. And then there was also an option of when's the best time for you to live stream. And I think that's why I was kind of doing Wednesday live streams, because it's what it recommended me. But now there's been so many updates. I don't know if they have it. But it's good to know. Like,
I know I was just going back. I know I copy and pasted some of the analytics that I'd had on mine. And they came up with Friday through Saturday.
So they do have it.
At 5 p.m. And most days, the best time to post is after 5 p.m. The other option was that I'd gotten, and this is going back a while ago, is weekday mornings at 8 a.m. But because my highest level engagement on YouTube occurred between Friday through Saturday and Wednesdays, it recommended 5 p.m. for mine. Now, I don't know how long ago I made that doodle to myself, but
yeah, because if you go into your YouTube studio and you go to your analytics, it should be like under audience. It takes your it like looks at everybody who's subscribed and what time people watch, and it recommends. It should still be there. I think I'm gonna pull it up now and see just. And also, then before I forget, this was what we purchased at Best Buy, because Disney, we were not able to get one of the extended ones, because being on the rides, they won't allow you to have an extendable, because then, you're making the rides you were able to take cameras with you, but you can't extend them.
Now, let me ask you this. I'm so sorry. I just interrupted you. No,
you're
fine. Remember what I was saying about the chest mounts for the GoPro?
Yes.
Do they allow people to wear their GoPros if they're mounted?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that was another thing, is they only let you take like short tripods, because if you extend it, you're making that whole height restriction, because then if you come down through a cabin or a cliff, you're on the roller coaster and it's too high, you're going to snap it off.
Yeah.
And that's a hazard.
Yeah.
So this was the tripod we got. It was like $19. And it's got that, which most cameras have the screw. Yeah. So you literally could screw anything to it. Or we have, this is the FlexPod DX.
Okay, cool. Yes, how about something similar?
It's got the attachment to where you could put your phone. So even though your phone wouldn't technically be able to screw onto this, it would screw on to the attachment, and then this locks the ball joint, so you could literally have it in any which direction. But yeah, this was like $20. It wasn't that bad. I'll snapshot and send it to you in a bit. Yeah, I can help you come up with a time and a date through your analytics. Hey, Austin.
Oh, it's Austin. Sorry.
Yeah, not a
Austin.
troll.
No, Austin is not a troll. He is under 18 though, so we just want to remember to show respect.
Not that we weren't already.
We actually had a very good live stream.
Yeah.
And everybody has been awesome coming in, so I am not going to complain.
I'm just jumping on Studio to see if I can see.
Here I am thinking that people can see if I switch my screens, but it's my camera that you see, so you see me. But I was...
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, so don't be in a hurry to post your content, because if you post 7 videos a day, you're going to lose yourself in the algorithm. Oh, I thought I lost you for a second.
No, I'm still flapping around here. I was like...
Flapping?
Flipping, sorry. Flipping.
You're flapping. Are you a bird?
I'm flipping. Sorry.
But yeah, you don't want to confuse the algorithm. That's why I'm good with that's why I've been doing. If I'm gonna post, I've got so much Disney content now, I post once a day. That way I give myself 24 hours to hit the algorithm. And shorts, that's another thing, is it'll seem like nobody's watching, but I think it takes 2 weeks for the algorithm to pick your short up. And then I'll get 400 views in a day then. It's amazing.
Well, I'm happy to report most people at least watch 2 minutes of my videos.
That's good.
Is that good? They're 12 minutes long.
Well, they're at least watching a minute.
We've been good, Austin. I'm due for a cup of coffee with your mom soon again. I know it's been a week. And I'm still looking. I got 6 more bags to look through for that iPad.
That's right.
And they're out of my reach. Yes. Of course, the 6 that I've got to get to are in my closet, and that's a hazardous location. So I've got a lot of reach and pull, and it's like, Robbie, can you take that down for me, please?
Yeah, I might have to make him a YouTube channel. I know he's asked me before. Yeah, I gotta create some kindergarten vlogs, huh?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't miss that. You could put a little button camera on him when he goes to school, or a little button with a GPS tracker in it.
Oh, yeah, you were asking me about the chest mount. Yeah, because Kevin went to get on Pandora's Flight of Passage, and they won't let you take the tripod. So, unless you have it attached to you. So Kevin was saying that the next time we go, because he wasn't able to film Flight of Passage, he's gonna wear the head mount, so that way it's on his body, and you can actually see what he's looking at.
You know, it's funny you asked that, Austin. We were just going over equipment to make his YouTube. What should he get to make YouTube, to make it his
I
videos
can
better?
repeat it. You should.
We were talking about
My son's 6. He's 5. He will be 6 in February. He's been wanting to start a YouTube channel, and I'm like, I don't know, because it's made for kids, and then he's what was it? I was afraid, like, I don't know, just with him being a child, and I didn't know how well he would do, but he's very outspoken. He wants to do my intro every time we go to the zoo. So he's like, I want to help. So I'm like, well, I can't leave that footage out. It's too cute.
Exactly.
So then he gets the whole, if you're brand new to the channel, please subscribe. And I'm like, and then he forgets what else. And then he's like, what's next, Mom? I'm like, I can't cut that stuff out. So what you should get to make YouTube better? Well, anything you could film on. So I know we talked about in the other live stream, your back camera was broken. Even a phone, an old camera, something that you could just film on. Then if you could either download it to the computer, or sometimes you can edit on a phone.
Well, at this point, Austin, I wouldn't worry about the green screens and the mics quite yet, unless you're going to start gaming. And even with gaming, it's what is it? Is it OBS or something like that you can stream?
Some PlayStation, because I know, the PlayStation 4, I think that's what Paul uses. You can live stream right to your YouTube channel. So anything you don't see you just see the game, but your voice is coming through, so you could talk. That's how Paul does his wrestling.
Okay, and that voice interface that he has, so...
Yeah, he has it set up so the chat is read to him. That's why that woman speaks. Green screens are helpful if, just Chaos uses it. He does a live talk show, so you don't see the background. Right now, you just see my wall. I don't care. But, some people, they're trying to be professional, so they use the green screen, which, Pam,
yes,
the editor that I had you download has a green screen option.
Oh, awesome.
So the only difference is you have to be able to use some of the little features, you have to do them. So if you create a video, you'll go to create, put your footage in, save it, format it, and then for me, because I have my little subscribe button that I input, that's considered a video. So I do my whole video first and then format it. And then once that's done, instead of uploading it to YouTube, I put it through the video overlay and input it and then save it again. So sometimes you may have to go in and use, sometimes when I get done with a video, if I want to make it special and do some special effects, the one tag video I did for Valentine's Day had hearts and confetti. So when I got done and formatted the video, I went in and did the video effects. So that was a whole different separate thing, and then you just override your video with so you save it as whatever title you're making it, tag video. And then instead of renaming it to make separate videos, you could just overwrite it to where it's only one file to where you can do the subscribe button and do confetti, and so you won't be able to do that all at once while editing the video. But once you get the video made how you like it, then you could go into the special effects. And so it seems hard, but it's not really. Yeah, and then like the mic, I had to buy a headphone, I bought like a $10 cheap headphone with a mic, and that got me by because I had to, because the laptop I was on, like the mic went.
Where'd it go?
And then the tripod, like, where did I just had it? Oh, right here. Like, this little tripod was $19 at Best Buy, and it attaches any camera, phone, like, so anything you're gonna film on. It's not a gimbal, but I mean, it gives you a little bit of something to hold on to. And I'm not that smart to use a green screen yet either. I guess a friend of mine ordered a green screen off of Amazon, and I guess it was real tiny. Like, it was just big enough to fit him, and then I guess they walk you through it. Like, it's really cool to see Chaos. When he's on his live stream, his green screen will have like his logo, but then when he's on someone else's live on panel, you see the green screen behind him. So it looks really nice to do when you live stream, but then when you go into other people's lives, it doesn't help.
No, but I see a lot of them that make the background look better, but my room's completely dark. All it's I've got is a screen reflector, and I'm good with that because
right.
But
that's like me. It's usually gonna be my couch, or like right now it's this blank wall. I don't really have anything.
You need to decorate the entire wall. Sorry.
I know.
I was going to say, some outer space, some Star Wars mixed in. I don't know. The ocean.
Well, and being an apartment, once I plan on being in a house, because I told Kevin I found some really cool backgrounds. They're just like school picture backgrounds. And I was like, oh, that'd be cool to do, like, when I sit down and do my tag videos, to have that behind me. And so he thought that'd be cool. But like, now living in an apartment, now I'm kind of just sitting at my couch doing it. And once we get a house and I can have like a filming space, I could do that.
Right, exactly. The funny thing is Hoops isn't even old enough to have all those Star Wars that were when I was young.
Oh no, Kevin's a big fan. Randy, are you able to go on a computer and get your analytics that way?
Or even on the phone, where I don't
He's
have
got
any
it on the phone.
Yeah, but I think it was, well, he's not here anymore. Cal has a way, he switches over to desktop mode, but my phone won't allow it to go into desktop mode. At least the iPhone won't, but other phones with the Android seem not to have any problem doing it.
That's right. I forgot when you're on Android. That's crazy, Randy, that 82% of your audience is male. That is
It's not that strange because when I look at, there are certain videos I have that are majority of my audience was male, but they're from 25 to 35 years old also.
his is saying that 100% of the age in the last 28 days is 45 to 54.
Oh, really?
I've been watching your videos and I'm not 45.
Well, it's not desktop mood, it's desktop
Mode.
mode.
But yeah,
M-O-D-E. And I'm sorry, sometimes I either speak too fast or trip over my tongue, and it sounds, but it's desktop mode.
if you go into your internet browser and just do like your YouTube and then hit the, I'm trying to think here. You hit the three dots up here. There is a desktop site. It's called. Because I want to do one. So, wait. How do you guys do your live stream? Ours is just yeah, you could use StreamYards is what we're using here. It's just a website. Or there's like Restream is another website.
Well,
And you stream.
the first thing we need to do is you've got to turn on your ability to stream Austin from YouTube.
Yes.
After
Because
that,
that takes 24 hours.
We can turn that on for you, but we also have to see. I would probably say because you're using your phone right now, until you either have a Chromebook or a laptop that you're going to do it on.
Yeah.
StreamYards is good if you have a laptop. There is a app that you can download on your iPhone or Android. It's called Streamlab, and you can connect it to your YouTube account, but you still got to talk with Mom before you start streaming stuff, just so she's aware that it's going on. Oh, you have? Okay.
Oh, darn it. Angela just sent
Well,
me this. That Ryan's
you're up
wanna
on
go
me
to.
because I only have one now, Austin. He's got two things that he can stream on.
Right. Because even a tablet, like I'm using my Chromebook and it's got a webcam built in. Like literally all I had to do was go to StreamYards. Well, I got the link. So I really didn't have to go anywhere because I just clicked the link and signed in. But to stream then, you just go to the website. It's going to ask you for like your YouTube information. And so this is streaming from StreamYards right to YouTube. Yeah, you might even be able to do the laptop then.
All right, Austin, next time that I'm over, I will be happy to show you how to get this set up. But Mom's got to make... Huh?
I said, Pam's got this down.
Oh, yeah, I got this all down. I'm going to take him to a haunted cemetery and leave him there.
I have one Chromebook.
Well,
the
Chromebook that you have, Austin, is it yours or the school's?
That's true.
If it belongs...
Oh.
If it's one you use for your personal use and whatnot, then you should be able to set it up. And I just ask because, like, where I work, we can only use our desktops for work related. So right. I'd imagine that the school's going to be the same way. So,
like, they might have some of that stuff banned. Yes, Randy. I have some in my description in my video. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have an HP Chromebook, right?
Yep, HP Chromebook, yes. I went on Amazon and found the same one and put the link in. That way, people wouldn't get confused. And then I think I have an alternative option to where if there was another, like if you liked it in another color or something, you had that option. You're welcome. That's what was it? A lot of the links I put in are, I'm an Amazon affiliate. So anything like I buy and I want to, share with you guys, I put the links in so you guys could either get the same one or one just close to it. Which that's another thing too, is my friend Kevin K. He told me back when I was buying my equipment, he's like, he goes, let me tell you, he bought a tablet and he did a review video and it blew up. Hello, American Wonder.
Hi, how are you doing?
So he told me, he goes, whenever you buy anything, you may never have the idea to do a review video, but he never thought he would. He reviewed the tablet, showed how it worked, unboxed it, and he just and his video blew up. So many people were wanting to look into it, and he so I started doing that too. Like I bought a stroller we were supposed to use on vacation, ended up not using it. But parents that are out there that are wanting a stroller that folds up and easily fits into a backpack, now, so I put the link in for that. Things you would never think of. And it's great content. Two, somebody's always needing the idea. Especially like now. Like Austin, you're asking for tripods and all this. If you review that and put that up, you're helping other people that are wanting to start YouTube.
I'm going to take, do you mind if I step away for 2 seconds? I will be right back.
You are good. I got the chat.
All right. Well, Amanda's good about this. She was my co-host when I did my fiasco on Monday night. So
I don't know how well I did, but
you did fine.
Under pressure when we were live streaming and didn't think we were going live yet.
I didn't either. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay. Austin, some Chromebooks already have webcams. You may not need a webcam. But you may also need one. It all depends on what you have. Yeah, try to utilize what you have first before going out and spending a bunch. Trying to stay cool here. Hot in Wilmington, North Carolina. Yours does, okay. North Carolina, we were just there 2 weeks ago. We were in Cornelius. Let's see. Do I sound okay? Do I sound okay? Internet. laptop's getting hot. That might be an issue.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for holding.
Apparently, they're saying, do I sound bad?
You were fine until I had to go run to the little girl's room.
Okay. They're saying that I was sounding glitchy, and it all started when you turned your camera off.
Well, I promise I won't turn
And
it
I
off.
sound
again.
fine now, I believe. I believe it's okay now. Let me. I bet you they're going to
spirits
come back
with me. The spirits take over when I'm away from my equipment. I'm telling you, they mess with it. Is it delayed?
Now
Hey,
it's good.
Ethan.
See?
How are you all?
See, it's because you shut your camera off.
I'm sorry. I won't do it again. I promise. Yeah, but my network should stay the same.
Thank you for sharing us out.
Yes, thank you so much. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, it's because you went away.
Delay.
But you know what's funny? I went away, I stepped away and shut the camera off, and you didn't have problems. It's when you went away.
I am telling you, Monday night was the start of the weirdest week that it's been a Monday since Monday. Because Amanda and I were trying Amanda was my navigator. We were going to do a cemetery live stream, and she was going to be my co-host because that way she'd be able to see chat and everything like that. So when I arrived at the cemetery, I went to log into StreamYard and stay in the background just to see how things would go. It ended up we actually were live streaming. My equipment totally failed altogether. And poor Miss Amanda was streaming for a half hour as it goes. Which one, Austin? It was St. Casimir near Tully's Road.
What's the live stream called? Sorry. StreamYards.
So we never actually officially got to launch that investigation because, something just threw all equipment out of whack that night.
Because you did not dry off.
It was funny because it was funny because you went there. I got to see a part of your face, and then it stopped, and you did not even hit the live stream button because I'm like, I thought maybe we were going to talk behind the scenes, discuss what we were going to do.
Right, and that was the purpose.
Right, and then all of a sudden I look up and it says, like, you are now broadcasting. It says live, and I'm like, we don't even know if we have a signal yet. Why are we live streaming? So I'm just like, okay, that's cool. Like, I'll play my cool. I just know that we're now live streaming. And then I'm like, okay, and what is it? You had a hard time even getting up onto the panel. Thrill came in and he goes, are you he goes, I didn't know you're Pam. And I'm like, I'm not Pam. like I'm just taking over until Pam gets up here.
It was very strange because I never hit the go live. And then
it was funny because I did see today, I think I commented on your Stephanie?
Yep.
The live stream where you actually were there live streaming.
Yes. Had no problem with that. Absolutely none. Both the phones worked.
You did. You had signal.
And I had a signal. And where I went, the main highways there, Amtrak's there, and there's a cell phone tower down the road. So I should have had a steady feed because it's one of the Verizon cell phone towers, literally less than a mile from where I was.
Right.
So it went nuts.
Yeah, it was wonky. I'm just like, okay, I'll just hang out and talk because I'm thinking, do you want me to still keep this going?
And I couldn't even respond back because I couldn't get it literally shut down the data. It shut down there was no data, there was no Wi-Fi. The phone kept telling me there was no network, period. So I'm here, well, fudge.
Right.
I'm thinking that I turned something off. I turned it on to airplane mode. I turned it back on, and
yeah, it's been very, very weird.
Oh,
I was right.
What was that?
They do have the recommendations for what I was talking about. Randy, I'm going to take a picture of my screen and I'm going to send it to you. That way you know what to look for. Because here on the desktop, once you go to audience and go down, because yours was just studio. When I'm in the desktop mode here on my desktop, it actually shows what I was talking about. So they do still have it.
In response to Eddie and Jen's comment, I literally had now when I go to the cemetery, because it's a regular one I go to, always I come in peace. I'm not here for anything malicious. I thank them for their time.
Yes.
And if they're open and willing to speak and show love and appreciation. This time I hadn't even gotten out of my car. I got out.
That's right.
I did my little introducing myself, whatnot. Amanda was my co-driver at the time, and everything started shutting down. So it was definitely an interesting experience. Never had a problem before with anything there. It's very nice. Hi, Cody. Thank you for coming in.
Hi, Cody.
It was with the cemeteries around here, I think that the cemetery wanders that I do are the most interesting because of the history, and I will show respect. That's just how I was raised.
Right. You thank them for talking. You don't provoke them.
Never. And if they feel willing to speak, if they want, and it could be that night. Unfortunately, the cemetery, since I had been to the last time, had been vandalized. And maybe the spirits were a little upset about who is coming and going from there, which really breaks my heart because it's a beautiful resting area.
Yeah, because what I like to introduce Kevin and I let them know they're not welcome to attach themselves. We're here to tell their story. We just want to communicate with them. And no disrespect. We're here to just tell your story. That's all we want. And it was funny because the one time we went to Zor, I mentioned about a woman that we had seen in one of our videos, and I was using the Ghost SLS and Necrophonic at the same time. In Necrophonic, I can't remember I think it said Lady in White, and then the SLS came out and said Barbara. So I believe that would be her name, which there are, I think, 3 graves there that are named Barbara. So And then when I walked up to, there was 2 graves right next to each other, and I said, is Christina or the other one there? And it came out and said Christina. Like that, it was really cool.
I like the Zor. And those are on
Those are so amazing.
paranormal.
The answers just, I think, and then that's what's funny too, is every time, one, I think it's because I've gone there so many times now, they're willing to speak. And 2, what was the other one? Like, so they're more open. But I feel like I go there all the time, and I feel like they're so boring. But now more's coming out. Now I want to go more because I'm getting more. Let me see. Yeah, Randy, I'm going to send those over to you now.
I'm going to put down in chat, Amanda and her husband, Kevin, do their paranormal explorations on the Hoops Paranormal. They are very good, and I love how they conduct their cemetery explores.
Thank you. All right, Randy, I sent them all. So you will see, if you go on a computer and go to your YouTube studios, you just hit the analytics button on the left side and then go to audience and scroll down. You'll see the purple. It'll say what time. Like, it pretty much says when is best to post.
I absolutely agree with you, Eddie and Jen. Especially where I go, because there was a tragic accident right near there, and the woman that is buried there, she and her husband, it should be respectful, because exactly every soul was a person at one time, and you wouldn't go into somebody's home and disrespect them that way. So I look at it, when I am in a cemetery exploring, I'm coming into a new realm, and I'm visiting. So I'm going to treat with respect. And I do see a lot of provoking, and unfortunately,
it is funny. It's funny because the Mansfield Reformatory, because we technically weren't supposed to do the spirit box. I guess I found out that during the daytime tours, if they see you doing that, like, they ask you to shut it off, because I guess that's what some people have experienced. But when we went, they didn't have very many people there, so I don't know if they just, nobody came around and said anything to us. But some of the spirit box, you hear swearing, you hear provoking from them. Well, and you got to think, that was a prison. That was how they were raised. So that was normal for them to be like, calling each other names. And I'm trying to think what the one Zor video, there was a guy that came through and said the female chest, and you hear a woman in the background, because I was not speaking at this time, and she's like, men. And I was just like, oh my God, I got this as an EVP. Like, so it's still just like normal talking. It's them as if they were alive, and you're getting this, and it was just so amazing. Hey, Bill.
You were talking. I didn't want to talk over you.
No, you're okay. I know.
You talk a lot, but I guess that would be expected. You're my guest.
Well, and I get excited too.
Well, it's all exciting. I mean, this has been the last few vlogs that I do with Amanda. It has been great because she and I just relate so well.
We bounce off each other.
Sometimes I have to tell her to she says it to me, get out of my head.
Like I said earlier in today's video, I said you were in my head. Going to Mansfield Reformatory next year, hopefully with my friend Ghost Mafia, and try to do an overnight. That's what we're working on, is to do an overnight, because yeah, we did the tour and we were filming the tour, and then nobody was around. So I thought, okay, the one room we stopped in was the room where Morgan Freeman is getting I can't think of the word. He's on trial on if he could get probation, if he's able to leave the prison.
Okay, early release or
It starts
probation.
with a P. Not probation. Not probation, but it's another when you don't get parole. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
So he's trying to see if he's eligible for parole yet. And so you're able to walk into this room and they have all the scripts out, so it's like you're actually there. And so we're like, well, nobody's around, we're not holding people up. So we thought we'd go ahead and start the spirit box, and then we do it several other times, because we're like, okay, as long as we're not interrupting people, doing the tour, because it's a self-guided tour. We paid $5 to get this wand, and there's numbers on the wall, and you type them in, and it talks to you about the history. So I was like, it should be fine. We're not interrupting anybody. It's a self-guided tour. They could go ahead. But then I did read online that someone said that they did the spirit box and was asked to shut it off. So I guess you can only do the spirit box overnight. So what we did wasn't technically right, but we also didn't have anybody around us to disturb. But we want to do the overnight. I know there was a paranormal group on Twitter that was, a small YouTube channel that was wanting people. It was like $100. They were collecting to do like a one big group for like a whole bunch of different channels to go. I didn't have the money, but I would love to do it. I'm not going to spend a couple $1,000 just for me and Kevin to be the only ones to stay overnight. But we want to do an overnight at some time. I know they have the beginners session where they teach you about how to catch paranormal, which I told Kevin, we're not beginners, but it doesn't hurt to sit there and listen for the hour of ways that we can grow.
Right.
So I figure, why not? If they're willing to teach you, and they even have equipment for you to use.
On their overnight investigation?
Yeah.
Wow.
Why not? Why not take advantage?
Dang it. I think it's time I take a trip to Ohio.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey. I know, I sit here and I'm like, I don't have a who was it that just went? TFIL. The Fun in Life. Mm-hmm. They're they're kind of like Sam and Colby.
Mm-hmm.
They just recently went to Mansfield, and I was like, oh man, I'm 2 hours away. How awesome. And they did a challenge where the one kid was left in the room with no windows, and he was supposed to find his way out first. And I guess he was blindfolded. So he had to find his way out and get the next guy. The next guy had to find his way. And I'm just like, oh, my anxiety, because I'm like, I know those steps.
Right.
It was like, oh my God. Like, even looking, I would have a problem.
Wow.
But they caught a lot too, and especially in the attic, which the attic isn't open to the public. You have to stay overnight to get access there.
And it's how much to?
I gotta look because I'm gonna find that out because I think it was like $100. I know someone on Twitter bought a whole private experience, and then you just had like they were offering it to like 15 people, so it cut the cost down.
Oh, okay.
Overnight Mansfield. Because we just bought Groupon tickets for daytime tours. They had it's usually like $50 a person. But I was able to find on Groupon, it was $50 for the both of us.
Oh, wow.
So it was like a buy one, get one.
One free.
I'm like, hey, I'll take that.
I seriously have got to try Groupon.
Oh, what is it? When we went to North Carolina, it was stupid because like they had mini golf, and it was like for 4 people, it was like you still spent like $6 more than we had to, but in the end, Groupon was doing a sale where because we did this 4-pack, we ended up getting a $10 gift card off something else. And I was like, man. So like I spent like $6 more. But in the end, like we saved more. So I was like, hey, as long as I didn't, because I have credit through PayPal. So I was able to use my PayPal credit instead of like using the bank account to spend.
I'm sorry, gonna interrupt for a minute. Good night, Eddie and Jen. Thank you all for stopping in. Be blessed yourself.
Bye, Eddie and Jen. Thank you.
Awesome. They're an awesome couple. They do a lot of great videos with their sons.
Yeah, I met Cody. Cody was on my channel. And then I didn't even know he was related to Eddie and Jen until I went to watch one of their videos in Akron, and I'm like, what a small world.
I know, right? They're awesome. They're totally awesome.
Okay, so yeah, they have a self-guided tour. They have the inmate confessions tour where they interview inmates that have stayed there. Then there's the guided tour, Hollywood Meets History. Then there's the guided tours behind the bars, the fall self-guided tour, and a fall guided tour. Okay. It might be no. They have a whole bunch.
Well, another one I have on my wish list along with Mansfield was the Trans-Allegheny.
Yes.
I think that's in what? Virginia? I think
West Virginia or PA?
Yeah, something like that. That one I've seen it. That looks really good.
Because
even
I
Waverly
know my mom
Hills.
has done that. Waverly too.
Yeah.
There is virtual tours, rental, paranormal. That would be where I want to go.
No, you don't want to go to the paranormal quite yet. You want to look into it, but
yeah, I want to.
You want to observe what there may be.
Right. There's veteran ghost hunters. There's first-time investigators. Okay, it says evening schedule. Yeah, so independent investigation will go until 3 a.m. You arrive at 6 p.m. Will arrive between 6 p.m. and 6:45 to complete registration. And then the museum gift shop will be open during that time. Your tour departs at 7:10 p.m. There's pizza, pop, coffee, and hot chocolate to be available throughout the evening. And then there's staff that is around available all evening for assistance because, God forbid, that be your first time in there, you might get lost.
Right.
Okay, so private. Okay, so here, cost and payments. Friday and Saturday for a private paranormal investigation, it's $3,000 for 30 people or less.
Oh, wow. That's not bad.
So cost is $100 per person for more than 30 people, maximum of 100 people. Sunday through Thursday, it's $1,500 for 15 people or less. So cost is $100 per person for more than 15 people. Maximum of 100. There is a non-refundable deposit of $500 which must be made 2 weeks after placing your order. The balance due must be received at least 2 weeks prior, along with license agreements and waivers. So payments are to be submitted by the organizer only in one complete payment. So multiple forms of payment will not be accepted. We currently accept check, money order, or credit card payments. Do not.
I think Amanda.
I'm here.
Oh, like you were like totally ghosted for a minute there.
How?
I have no idea, but you just froze up, and I'm here like, Amanda,
I heard you, and I'm like, I'm right here.
you were frozen. That's it. I'm not trying to look anything up anymore. I'll wait till this is done. Because apparently the spirits are still playing with my electronics.
There's even ghost walks for ages 13 and up. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Padme, was it just Amanda or was it both of us?
I'm telling you.
Something with my electronics. They don't. Because Rob's gone to bed, so that's. Well, he's got his Apple TV going, but we do a lot of streaming in this house.
Right. I mean, I was just on the other website. Just her. It's weird because, like, I was just over here reading off from the website. Your voice was still coming through.
Well, you need to return to sender.
Right?
So I'm thinking, what is my thing doing? But
yeah, there's a ghost walk for ages 13 and up. They take you, it's a 2-hour guided tour, and you choose between 8 to 10 p.m. or 10:30 to 12:30 a.m. And then they have ghost hunting classes for 13 and up, and that costs $115. Still not bad.
you know, I was trying to look up Trans-Allegheny, and the pipeline came up instead.
The pipeline.
It's Western West Virginia, is where Trans-Allegheny is.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't be far for you or I.
No. Because I think that's where well, the one girl that does the ghost hunting, I think she lives in that area. Because she'll drive here. Yeah, she drives here, and it's a couple hours for her, but
Okay.
I think she went to West Virginia. I know I would pick the 10:30 to 12:30 a.m. too. But then again, some kids probably want the 8 to 10.
Well, for my age group, the 12:30 is probably my cutoff time.
I was going to
Especially when
say
I-
we might have to be in bed. So we have to do the earlier time. We're moms. We're used to getting up early.
Getting up early. That's some nights never even getting to go to bed.
I know.
Especially
The
when they
last
were
couple
teething.
nights, my ears been bothered. So, like, to lay down, I'm like,
Did you take any allergy stuff?
no, I have a earache stuff I put in.
No, that I'm talking about like
like
actually taking
Benadryl
any. Well, yeah, I could ship
allergy.
you some, but it won't do any good for the next couple of nights. But I would recommend a allergy something or other.
I might have something. I gotta look. I know I went and drank my pop again, and I'm like,
I'm telling you, the fizzy bubbles.
but it was funny. I put it in my mouth, and then like I waited to swallow for a couple, and like no pain at all. I'm like, yeah, of course.
Well, that's because you're taking the fizzy bubbles out.
The fizzy bubble.
Yeah, the fizzy bubbles.
So I
Okay.
told yeah, I want to do, and then my thing was, if you watch because I
I'm
just
never watching.
uploaded when I did the family channel for the tour of the Mansfield, because I edited all of this. I'm like, okay, so it's gonna be the same footage. It was the same thing I shot. The only difference between the family channel and the paranormal was that the paranormal had the spirit box added to it.
Oh.
And then I never got to post it on the family channel. So then when I was gone in North Carolina, I'm like, good. It gives me a whole other week to be able to edit and put stuff out now.
Maybe I need a second or third job so I make some money so I can move to Florida and then travel.
There you go. Those were good. Thank you, Randy. I know it.
Don't encourage
everybody
too much.
watches.
It's gonna get a swelled head.
Not a lot of people watch both channels, so it's like, so a lot of people didn't know that like they were the same video. But I wanted to do the tour for the family channel, but I know a lot of people aren't there for the spirit box, so. But it was weird because at the jail cells, I still got our Instant Pot here, Pam. Oh, your Instant Pot.
Well, don't get rid of it. I am gonna move, I promise. She bought a bigger one, and I said the smaller one would be perfect for when I start out.
Is Rob going to go with you?
No.
Oh, man.
I'll be lucky if I see him once every 5 years after I move.
Hey, here's an idea. Instead of buying a house, you get an RV right now and live in the RV. And then wherever it is that you find out you move to, you just park your RV there then. So instead of having a house payment,
I have an RV, but certain problems would probably make it cheaper for me to actually rent a house instead of purchase one.
Well, yeah.
When certain issues get cleared up, I think that I should be good. But
well, yeah. But I'm just saying that
I could always tent it on the beach. It's called stealth camping. There's a guy I watch on YouTube. He does stealth camping and whatnot.
Randy, I feel bad because your channel, I keep seeing you post new stuff, and I swear that I'm up to date, and then I find out one of my channels are like 20 videos behind. So then I'm spending all day catching up.
Let me roll my eyes.
He said, "No, you're talking hoops, RV." Who
I
needs?
would love.
Yeah, think about it. If you're spending money on a studio apartment or a one-bedroom house, it's an RV.
It is, and probably the same price, except it doesn't have an engine that you have to.
Yeah.
It'll depend on what my next job is and if the job is mobile or not. Kind of like
Well,
what your husband's doing.
yeah, work from home.
Yeah.
That's
That
what I
didn't.
told him too. I said, if they go ahead and permanently let you work from home, because at this rate, his job, because when he came home from North Carolina, they found out that the office had flooded, so he was working from home. So at this point, they're now looking into fixing the office building and just putting it up for rent and just letting everybody work from home. He's like, if that's the case, I literally could move anywhere.
Don't move to Connecticut.
No.
It's
Because
too
as soon as I move
expensive.
to Connecticut, you're going to move to Florida.
Well, yeah, but I mean, yeah, Florida is definitely where I'm headed.
I
Oh
know.
my
I
God,
told
I can't-
Kevin too. I said, I've been so worried about Ryan's teacher this year that I'm going to find out we're going to be like best friends. And he's going to have a good school year. And then we're going to end up deciding that we find a place to move to. And he's going to be out of the school. And because, that's how our luck runs.
Right. Well, that's how mine normally runs. No, I just realized I spent all this time looking for cameras and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I can't find the camera. Cool. Here I'm looking for all this stuff, like the iPad for Austin. I've got a video camera he probably could use.
There you go. That's less that you have to move.
Well, yeah, I like that. Getting rid of stuff, except I never used it. I bought it for a purpose. I mean, I got a purse for my birthday with a nice wallet to it. Do you think I've used that yet? No. And that's the easiest thing to switch around.
You sound like me. I talked Kevin into getting me this nice wallet.
Yeah. Yeah, you and I sounding alike. God, I wonder how that happened.
I had Kevin get me this nice zippered wallet, I think from Walmart. And I told him, I'm going to put all my, I went to put my cards in and they all didn't fit. So then I'm still using my old wallet now. But now that I'm getting, cards are starting to go away.
Yeah.
I might have room now.
Right? Except don't forget, dental medical card. That always is a must.
Yes.
Well, we just hit 3 hours and 8 minutes. Excuse me, and I'm really, really, really rude because I'm yawning here.
Randy, you don't even know. We started off professional, and now this last half hour has been like, put the hair down.
Yeah, exactly. My hair is like gone wonky, and my glasses. I'm just like, I'm so tired of having them on my face.
I'm playing with my hair because it's just natural for me.
Well, mine, as you can see, has all curled back up. I straightened it once.
My mom asked me, because when I cut it, she goes, why is your hair different colors? I said, Mom, remember I had red hair? She's like, oh, it's grown out that much now? Yes, Mom. So literally, the tips are all that's left of my red hair.
Yeah, but it looks nice, the tone. I'm sorry, Padme. I promise I can I'll
Yeah, you can't turn the camera off for everybody.
I'm not. I put my little peekaboo window. I call it the peekaboo window.
I I know, Randy. I mean, we're relaxed and professional as it is. I mean,
Well, we got the first 2 hours professional, 2.5 hours. I mean, now our brains are like going into mom mode, and they shut down.
this is like, all right, we put the water away. Time to get the wine out.
I put the coffee away. Now it's time for the Merlot.
All right.
Oh, sorry, I don't drink Merlot. The red strawberry wine. And no, not the song.
The way it should be. Yeah, I mean,
Well, I did the live stream. It's going to be a regular thing. I don't know if Miss Amanda can do it every Thursday. I mean, she
I
might
mean,
have a life. Might.
might have a life. I mean, we did start going to church. It was nice because we've been looking at this church for the whole time we've lived here. We drove past it like to get to my parents, and I'm like, I'd love to go. Well, their hours are the first Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. Well, he was off Wednesdays, but that was like his only day off.
Mm.
And then that was only going like once a month. And then there's Saturday at 6 p.m. and Sunday at 10 a.m. Well, he always had to work weekends.
Right.
So we couldn't really go. So now that he's got this schedule, we're like, all right, well, let's start going. So we tried the first time, and poor Ryan thought we go every day.
Well, that's a good thing that y'all.
Oh, yeah, at least that's what I thought. I'm like, at least he's crying not to go. Yeah, he's crying to go, not.
Right.
So I'm like, well.
It broke my heart that Ryan couldn't go on Monday when he wanted to go again. No wonder he had to take a nap. He was so disappointed that it wasn't Sunday.
Right? I know. Even now.
And I'm sorry to only have vacation, but what I was sorry to hear, and it's not just the one that you had gone to, the vacation Bible schools that I used to go to when I was growing up and stuff, used to have it from 3 and up. Now a lot of them are doing it older kids and not the younger ones anymore due to just the complexity, I guess, of age groups and whatnot.
I mean, it makes sense, but yet at the same time, it's like, I mean, I remember when I went to VBS, you had Chatter, the little chipmunk squirrel thing. And then now it's like, now it's VeggieTales. And last night I found a VeggieTales. It was Sunday school mix. So I put it on for him, and he's like, I don't want to watch this. Sure enough, after the first episode, he fell asleep. And then he tells me this morning, he goes, you know what, Mom? He goes, I'm going to watch whatever I want to watch during the day. He goes, but at bedtime, you could put VeggieTales back on.
There you go. Robbie used to watch, what was it? He'd be at the apartment, because when my brother was overseas, I house sat for him for the year he was gone. So his aunt wouldn't be alone in the downstairs apartment. So Robbie would come down on Friday nights with me because it wasn't a school night or anything. And I would get up at 1 or 2 o'clock because that's just a mom thing to do, is peek in on him during the night. And he'd be wide awake. So I would go in and he would be wide awake. And I'm here, dude. And he's like, well, I can't fall asleep. So I think a lot of the times we'd put the bike races on that were over in Europe at the time. And Tour de France and the History Channel put them out every time.
That too. I'm trying to think what else I put on for him. Oh, I was doing meditation. I'm like, man, these are just awesome. I had to go back and watch our live stream here, because I swear to God, a couple seconds ago, I thought I saw something walk behind you, and it made me kind of weary. I don't know if it was your hand going by your hair, like literally right here. But I swear to God, I thought I saw like a person walk behind. Yeah, like right where you were just. Yeah, that
There's
side.
a wall over here. That's the side of the wall. There's nobody that's going to fit around there and my behind.
Yeah, because like right. You can't see it. Right, like like right behind your hair. I thought I saw like not a person, but like I thought somebody like walked behind you. Because I was like, oh, maybe Rob just walked through. But it was like,
No, that's literally.
it might have been my eyes playing.
Hey, that's where you're seeing. That's a wall right beside me.
I'm just
Nobody
like,
better be walking through my walls. I'm telling you.
I mean, I'm not saying. I just like I kind of glanced up from looking like at the screen. And
Well,
I'm
I
just
mean,
like,
it's
oh,
already been established, I guess, that we have a gentleman named Jack.
yeah.
That's one spirit you don't want to mess with me in.
Don't want to. We already discovered that after this week that they're coming through with their they're interrupting our devices.
Just a
Your
tad bit.
devices.
Oh, tell the chat about what happened while I was live streaming in what came up in your phone.
Yeah. Randy, I think you're still here. Chat. So while I was hosting, hosting, whatever you want to call it, I got this message that said try 6. So I was thinking we're going to try for 6 o'clock. And I'm like, why is she texting me this? Considering we're already live. We can't just shut the live down and go live at 6. I'm like, I'm just going to keep this going. So she comes back, comes to take over the chat. And I asked her, I said, why did you message me? She goes, I didn't message you. I pulled the Facebook message up because that's how we talk is through Messenger. And I'm like, look, it says try 6. She's like, I never sent you that.
And I pulled up my phone and showed her, and it was not on my phone. That was really weird.
Yeah. So they ended up using her phone to message me, but yet it wasn't in her chat. Which that's what I meant to ask you is to see the screenshot of it, but it's probably way.
I went back. There's nothing there besides a comment I made to you. And I'm here. Well, what's the point? And now because it's 3 days later, it's nothing. It's like going back 2 years.
I know.
Because it's not like we don't chat at all while I'm at work doing my business, taking care of business.
But that's how you know we're real friends.
Yeah. I didn't call her sister, and she's like, but you didn't call me sister.
I'm used to it now.
Gotta put the TH at the end of everything, because that's just how it comes out. When I tell her, I said, you're my sister. It says, sister, dinner, bond. That's when my main accent falls out.
Now you're Jamaican. Yo, man.
Yo, man. Well, okay. We've reached 3 hours and 19 minutes. And I appreciate everybody coming in tonight. And I am going to wrap this up. And we are going to be starting to look for Thursdays at 7 is going to be my goal for going live.
One of
I
us will be going live.
We are going to rotate. So, yes, because not poor Amanda. There's nothing poor about her. She's got me. She's blessed. I'm talking about co-hosting. I don't know what anybody's thinking of. Good heavens, land. What is it? My grandmother would say, heavens to Betsy or something like that. Never understood that, but
No, because we'd be co-hosting together. It makes it easier too, because then you have somebody to talk to. It helps direct the live. It's not like you're just staring at a screen waiting for comments.
right. And eventually, when Padme comes back from her break, we can have her up
Padme.
every now and then. But she's taking a break, which is a good thing. And
Everybody needs one.
I need one. I need a break from work. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work out yet, but I know they call them vacations, but I have to earn the time. So,
Right? You got one in what, November?
November is my next one. And I am going to Flufida.
Someone's need to help with mine. Hey, we're here.
Yeah, see, and a lot of mine has to do with hinging on schedule. And
Right.
Amanda, it just happens that Amanda and I have that, like 7 o'clock's a good time for her and whatnot. But no problems, Padme. We'll work something out when you're ready to come back and get back into things. So, I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. You've been amazing. Stay blessed. Have a great rest of the week. And Friday, you may see a live stream coming from the Stephanie Cemetery, depending on how the day goes, because I am off. So I thank you all for coming, and I thank you, Amanda, for coming in and being my special guest tonight.
Thank you for interviewing me.
Thank you for coming. And good night to all in chat. I thank you all for coming in and taking time out of your evening and joining us. So I will say, without further ado, good night and have a blessed rest of the week.
Good night, Randy.
Night, Randy. Night, Padme.
Night, Padme.
Good night to everybody that's left. I appreciate you all.
The
Good night,
lingering
Trisha.
ones.
The lingering ones.